Good evening, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel. Welcome to our CBS Sports exclusive continuing coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Tournament. As you well know, this year's tournament is overshadowed by world events. All of us here extend our thoughts and best wishes to our troops abroad. NCAA President Miles Brand has made the decision to proceed with the tournament as scheduled, and we will bring it to you. However, as developments in the Iraqi situation warrant, CBS News will bring you special reports. I'm joined by my partner, Clark Kellogg, and you know, you're going to have to go a ways to beat some of the games that we had earlier today. Exactly. Although the games were pretty good and competitive, only one lower-seeded team won, and that was Gonzaga. We do have another game in progress. I think you're going to see a few double-digit seeds have a chance to win tonight. All right, coming up in just a few moments out in Indianapolis, Western Kentucky will take on number 4 Illinois. Meanwhile, down in Oklahoma City, Arizona State is about to battle Memphis. At 7:20 Eastern Time, Central Michigan plays Creighton out west in Salt Lake City, and then Weber State challenges Wisconsin, the 5th seed in the Midwest. The second wave of games will come your way at about 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll see a trio of high seeds out west, including number 5 Notre Dame, Kansas, the 2nd seed, and number 3 Duke. And then Dayton, the 4th seed in the Midwest, faces Tulsa. As Clark mentioned, there is one game still in progress, and the Stanford Cardinal has blown an early 29-10 lead in the first half and now trail San Diego by 1. Well, the Toreros have actually done it by getting to the foul line. They've outscored the Cardinal by 20 points at the free throw line. All right, let's quickly catch you up on the results of first-round action elsewhere. Brigham Young against Connecticut. Emeka Okafor had 4 first-half block shots, one of them right there. And then Okafor will throw down this dunk. UConn, a winner by a score of 58-53. Vermont, Arizona. It was all Arizona all the time. Jason Gardner finds Channing Frye for the flush, a 19-point lead for the Wildcats. Watch Salim Stoudemire find the baseline for the layup. Arizona 80-51 winners. Gonzaga, Cincinnati. They pushed the lead to double digits late on this nice pass from Steph to Corey Violet, but then had to hold on at the end. And Gonzaga's Tony Skinner comes up with a big block on Tony Bobbitt's three-point attempt. Gonzaga wins it 74-69. SIU, Missouri. Arthur Johnson had a huge game, going to get a nice pass here from Clemens, gets the hoop and the foul. He had 24 points and 11 boards. And then Ricky Paulding will drive to the bucket. Missouri, a one-point winner, 72-71. Holy Cross, Marquette. Career high 29 for Travis Diener, 5 threes, one of them right there, 28-16, Marquette. Why did he stop in the first half? He continued in the second half. Marquette, a 72-68 winner. South Carolina State, Oklahoma. Had it on cruise control after a slow start to steal by Blake Johnson. It's a 28-point Sooner lead. D'Angelo Alexander hits a three-pointer. Oklahoma, a winner, 71-54. NC State and California went to overtime. Kevin Harlan with the call. This is for the lead. Right between the eyes. Scooter Shell. 4-73. Ship at the other end. Double team. Midgley for the lead. Spectacular shot. 3.9 seconds to play. It's Powell, Shell, and Cal wins. Richard Midgley, the golden boy of the Golden Bears. California wins it in overtime, 76-74. And we continue along the road to the Final Four after this word from your local station.
Don't miss an all-new Survivor on a special night.
Somebody's going home.
We're there when you need us, securing your yesterdays, todays, and tomorrows. Because you have more important things to think about.
What's up? Come on, give me a hand. How'd shopping go?
Pretty good. Picked up a couple things for dinner.
Great.
Providing life, home, car, and business insurance, and multiple policy discounts. To design a program that's right for you, call your independent auto owner's agent.
In Champaign or Danville, see Heartland Insurance. In Pana, call Seeger Lee's Insurance. In Springfield, see Hollis, Neff, and Baumke Insurance.
Facing challenges is nothing new for Tony Libri. As a young Marine, he served his country and became a highly decorated officer. When he lost his wife to cancer, Tony made sacrifices, worked 3 jobs to make ends meet while raising 2 daughters. And as elected official, Tony cut government spending and put in place innovative new programs to save taxpayer dollars.
Being mayor is a tough job, but I'll never run from responsibility. It's all about getting the job done for you.
Come on, Joey, let's have some of Grandma's old recipe ice cream.
Wow, it sure looks good.
It is, Joey. There's a whole world of wonderful flavors in her old recipe ice cream. It starts with fresh cream and cane sugar, then in go all kinds of other great-tasting treats.
Gosh, did Grandma make it herself?
Of course not, Joey. She goes to the store and buys it like everybody else.
Taste the premium quality of old recipe ice cream from Prairie Farms.
This week on Home Makeover, we're at the home of Paul and Christine Schmidt. Christine wants a new backyard, but they're tight on money. Let's get to work. Take a look. Whoa! Right now, every Yamaha motorcycle and ATV is available for just 3.9% APR all the way to 2005. Plus, get up to $300 customer cash on select models. And just look at the results. Next week, we tackle a bathroom renovation.
See Sportland Motorsports at 1602 North Lincoln in Urbana.
Join us for WCIA's Home and Garden Show.
The first round of the 2003 NCAA tournament about to resume around the country. Some of you will begin with Arizona State and Memphis. Most of you start with Western Kentucky against Illinois, including those expecting the Central Michigan-Creighton matchup, which tips at 7:20 Eastern Time. Others who will see Weber State and Wisconsin at 7:25 Eastern. Enjoy the games, everyone, here on CBS.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the Men's Basketball Championship is sponsored by Bud Light, Microsoft, Basic, and by Pontiac.
He has his 3 guards in there now. Down to 14 seconds. Oh, almost stolen by Drexler. Boy, is he good at that. They've got to drive to the basket. It's down to 7 seconds. You can see the time. Wittenberg. Oh, that's a long ways. They won it on the dunk. Have you ever seen more emotion?
Manager, register 5.
Hey, we're out of...
No, we're not. It's like I think it, and it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. .NET Connected Software helps you connect your supply chain. That's software for the agile business from Microsoft.
So many Cinderellas, and yet just one slipper. Huh. Poet. Is that a co-ed school? Oh, the Huskies, the big bone team.
Hey, Craig, nice show tonight.
Hey, Billy. Feel free. I was just letting it breathe.
What's going on?
Just the answer to everything.
I pull for the underdog. I yell at the coaches, blast the refs. I pray, curse, cry. I will drop down on my knees and beg for a three-pointer from half court.
You're going to love the Singular NCAA text package. Only Singular provides interactive voting during NCAA men's tournament broadcasts and sports alerts. Get all this, plus unlimited text messaging for only $2.99 a month.
I call it the Hank Fowler. Yeah, baby. Plan.
Go to Singular.com/NCAA or visit your Singular store now to find out why Singular fits you best.
Night has fallen here in Indy, and we are ready for more basketball. Our third game of the day as the road to the Final Four continues. Tonight's game features Western Kentucky, a 13, versus the number 4 seeded Fighting Illini out of the Big Ten. A West Regional game. Western Kentucky and Illinois, Notre Dame, Wisconsin, Milwaukee coming up next. Hi, everybody. Gus Johnson along with my partner, Len Elmore. And in your expert opinion, how does this game break down?
Well, we're going to see star quality in Brian Cook, the senior All-American for Illinois, versus a well-balanced offense of Western Kentucky.
All right, this is only the second overall meeting between these two basketball teams, with Illinois winning the first a long, long time ago. We'll tell you about that in a second. For Western Kentucky, Boynton, Williams, Vitnov, Wells, and Sparks. Keep your eye on Patrick Sparks. He's a little guy, but he can ball. Meanwhile, Augustine Powell, Cook, Darren Williams, and D. Brown in the backcourt for the Fighting Illini. Bill Self, what a great job he's done with his 13th ranked Fighting Illini, 24-6 overall. And on the other sideline, another very impressive basketball coach, Dennis Felton, in his 5th year. And he is the first man in the 84-year history of Western Kentucky basketball to lead 3 consecutive teams into the NCAA tournament. Let's take a look at the officials: Tom Lope, Jamie Jones, and Bob Baroni. So we're underway from Indy. Illinois controlling the top. What should we pay attention to early on in this game?
Well, first of all, both teams really guard the perimeter well. 3-point field goal percentage defense around 30% for each. But I assume that Brian Cook, as I mentioned, the All-American's got to get a lot of touches.
Augustine inside. He's a freshman, turns, too strong, rebounded by Sparks. And I told you about Patrick Sparks. A sophomore, he's the son of a coach, was the most outstanding player in the Sun Belt Conference tournament.
And when you look at Patrick Sparks, he looks like the guy that might be one of the last picks in a playground game. And then he surprises the heck out of you because he can really take it.
Loose ball off the missed shot by Wells, out of bounds. We'll head the other way. There's Sparks on the season, averaging 13 a game. Well, according to you, you round it up, so 14 a game. It's at 13.6. And he averaged 15, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds, along with 3 steals in the Sun Belt Conference tournament. As for Illinois, 11-5 in Big Ten play. They won the Big Ten tournament with a 72-59 win over Ohio State. Illinois has won 8 of its last 9. Inside, Cook, the All-America, and he steps on the baseline out of bounds.
Well, that's certainly what I expected. And Western Kentucky doing a nice job of fronting Brian Cook, making it difficult for the entry pass. That pass had to go a little bit further than Cook would have liked, and it forced him on the baseline.
D. Brown, a freshman, out of Chicago, picking up full court on Sparks. Boyd with the jab step, a 20-foot push. Count it. And he is excited. And that's what they want from their senior captain.
Well, they say David Boyd is the emotional leader of this team. And early on, depending upon his reactions, that'll tell you what frame of mind the Hilltoppers are in. It looks like they're ready to go tonight.
Augustine has a block, gets it back, kicks it out. Darren Williams has to retreat with 15 to shoot. Now foul, guarded by Vidnoff. 5 to shoot. Cook has to force one up and buries it.
Well, Boyden did everything he had to do defensively, but Brian Cook, that's why he's an All-American and Big Ten Player of the Year, made room for himself, made a shot for himself.
Inside, here's Williams, drop step on the baseline with a hard banker. Western Kentucky can play 24-8, 12-2 in the Sun Belt Conference. They beat Middle Tennessee State 64-52 for the tournament title. Now Powell with the step on the baseline, rises and fires up a brick. Sparks pops out, quick release. Loose ball snatched down by Brian Cook. Here's the long outlet pass to Williams. He finds D. Brown on the hop, the kick, Williams, bring it up.
Oh, that's good two-man play right there. Williams came down the floor under control, found D. Brown, the quicker of the two, and Brown just made it happen for Williams.
Darren Williams from the Colony, Texas. Started 28 games this year. Now Sparks trying to free himself inside. Williams splitting the defense, lost the handle. Ball kick. We'll head the other way.
Talk about making room. Watch Brian Cook put that shoulder in just to create enough space to get that shot off. And again, the two-man game. Williams to Brown draws the defenders. You see Sparks step over to try to help, and Williams buries it.
What man?
No, I'm saying two-man basketball. All you got to do is get defenders out of position, find the open guy.
What I wanted to ask you, the backdoor Brown. Cut off. Whoa, how about that? D. Brown. His nickname is the one-man fast break.
Quickness is a premium.
Yes, lightning quickness. Now Sparks. Boy, the hard double team on Boyd and really forced him out a lot further than he wanted to be.
Vidnoff off the mark, knocked out of bounds. We'll stay right here. And how about this move by D. Brown?
Well, you know, it's like a water bug. You turn the lights on and just skittering and jittering all over the place. And D. Brown has a method to his madness. It's not like he was out of control. He knows what he's doing, but it's just at a different speed.
Second team, all Big Ten. Fast break Brown. Now Sparks. And don't let him set his feet. He's an unassuming-looking player, but this young man can really put the ball in the basket. Cook posting up. He wants it. Now backing his man down. Flips the defense, fires it up. Got a hand on it. Here comes Western Kentucky. Sparks stolen away by Powell. He can't hold on. We've got a nice pace to start this. 15:29 to go. 8-7. Welcome back. Western Kentucky advanced to the NCAA tournament by winning the Sun Belt Conference tournament. There's Dennis Felton, their head coach, and by the way, he's a Howard University alum, 1985. .26 to go in the first half. Western Kentucky with the 10-7 lead over Illinois.
And Nate Williams with that alley-oop just then. He's the key for Western Kentucky. They need him to be assertive on the glass. And right back at you, Illinois, again, exploring inside the paint.
Now Sparks, top of the key. Turn around, Williams again, the soft touch. Nate Williams, the senior from Raleigh, North Carolina. He's been a role player for 3 years, but because of some injuries, he's had to take a bigger role on this team.
And they're asking him to go at the freshman Augustine, and right now he's doing it fearlessly.
D. Brown from 20. Augustine got a hand on it. Loose ball finally rebounded by Mike Wells. Vidnoff. Count it. The Hilltoppers are stroking it, folks.
Well, that's big for Western Kentucky because Vidnoff, one of their top scorers, is only 2 for 10 in his last 2 games.
6 of 11 shooting. D. Brown got the step, missed the layup, gets it back, counted, and the foul. Fast break Brown. The extra effort, and he'll go to the line.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, get yourself another chance. And they're missing the layup. D. Brown doesn't run out on the play. He stays around, gets that offensive rebound, and you know he'll be better next time.
D. Brown started 29 of 30 games this season. Led this team in minutes played at 34 per game. And he adds the free throw. 15-12, Western Kentucky. Winchester in the game, number 10. Boyd with a turnaround jump shot. Almost got a lucky bounce. Brown, though, gets a lucky bounce. That puts it in. Jamal Brown, a freshman from Spartanburg, South Carolina. 17-12, Hilltoppers. Luther Head checking in, along with Williams, Nick Smith. Smith inside and a foul.
Nice high-low action right there. You got 2 guys, Brian Cook at 6'10", Nick Smith at 7'2". And Western Kentucky trying to front Smith inside. That's going to be difficult. If they're going to play in front of him, Brian Cook, a very good passer, able to drop that high-low right where he needs to be.
And look how far Western Kentucky is pushing Illinois out to start their offense.
Yeah, they're overplaying the passing lane and forcing guys to go a lot deeper than they'd like. And it's made it difficult on the perimeter game.
What do you do in that case?
Well, you got to receive, and then you turn and face. You look to move the ball, possibly penetrate. That'll back the defense up, and as the defense backs up, you get the shooters in place for the penetrating kick.
Substitute comes in the game. Mike Wells replaces Philip Vidnoff.
Smith from Bulgaria.
You can also go inside as well when you're forced way outside. Get your people on the post. You've got very much room created there to get the ball inside.
Into the front court, a steal by Williams. 3-on-2. Williams to Brown. Off the glass and in.
And that's the kind of transition Illinois would like to have. Again, turn Western Kentucky over, get some easy ones.
Sparks off the dribble. Tapped around. D. Brown with a rebound. Here comes Williams across the lane. The kick, catch and shoot. Brown off the front rim, no.
Good shot, though. Good penetration by Williams to create.
Here's a high pick and roll. Sparks crosses over. Nice pass. Brown blocked over by Smith. Gets the second opportunity. Swatted out of bounds. Now get exclusive analysis throughout the tournament from top coaches, including Sampson, Katie, Few, and Jarvis as they go inside the brackets and behind the scenes at CBSSportsLine.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline. 12:29 to play in the first half, 17-14. Western Kentucky. Here's Winchester. Inside. Williams misses the jam.
But one of the reasons Nick Smith is in the game at 7'2", much more formidable than James Augustine, the freshman, at 6'10", and Nate Williams isn't having his way with Nick Smith.
Meanwhile, Smith is called for foul, setting a screen his first. Western Kentucky, as I mentioned, they have advanced to the NCAA's 3 consecutive years, first time in the school's history, but the past couple of seasons ended in first-round losses, 69-56 to Florida, 84-64 to Stanford. Williams again, and D. Brown with another rebound. His third. Brown to the basket.
You know, D. Brown is almost too quick. He outran his teammates in that modified fast break. Didn't have anybody to find.
Meanwhile, Wells knocked one down from the three-point line. 20-14, Western Kentucky with its largest lead.
And what happens when you go that fast and you miss the shot, as Brown did in the last possession, you know, that kind of quick shot turns into a fast break for the other team.
And Jamal Brown comes up with the steal. Western Kentucky 4 of 7 from the three-point line to start this game. Sparks for 3. And Cook with the rebound.
That's what Brian Cook has done, and he's done it better this year than any other year. He's gotten rid of the perception that he's soft, going to rebounds with vengeance, slapping it, clearing out. That's his tone. That creates a statement.
Inside Cook. That's where he wants to be, and he draws a foul. I'll change that. That's an offensive foul. He got caught hooking his man.
Well, first of all, he was fortunate not to get called for a push-off. Right there, you see the right arm. And there's the hook with the elbow. That's not normally called.
Cook picks up his first. Travis Diener, a career-high 29 points as Marquette defeats Holy Cross 72-68. For more get performances as they happen, go to NCAAsports.com.
Gus, you want to talk about tempo of this game. These two teams have already put up 35 shots in less than 10 minutes. So they're racing down the floor. The defense is pretty good, but these guys have an opportunity to create, and they're not passing them up when they get the open look. And of course, as soon as I say that, Western Kentucky gets delivered on it.
That jump shot is sure for Mike Wells. Mike Wells has hit a couple of big baskets. Western Kentucky takes its largest lead of the game. Wells with 5. Backdoor Brown.
Nice blow
from Augustine.
Yeah, James Augustine, big fella, does a lot of things well inside. Had difficulty guarding Nate Williams early in the game.
9 points for Brown. straight away. Tapped around, picked up by Harrington on the baseline. And a whistle. Traveling called on D. Brown.
Western Kentucky, again, using that perimeter to great advantage. They're able to create, coming out of triple threat, or moving the ball a little inside out in the modified fast break opportunities. They're finding the openings, and they're burying it. You know, those are long shots. As a defender, sometimes you want to say, all right, go ahead, take those shots. I'll take my chances. These guys are hot right now. Illinois got to extend the D.
Western Kentucky, 9 of 21 from the field, 42%. 4 of 9 from the three-point line. Illinois, 7 of 17. That's 41%. Vidnov, the crossover dribble. Boyd to the basket, the runner. And Ryan Cook comes up with the rebound. His fourth. Cook from straight away. And down it.
Hey, that's
what makes this guy so good.
That's what makes him tough. Versatility. I read your mind. I knew you were going to look at me and ask me that. His size is 6'10", the ability to step outside the three-point line or be a rough guy down low.
Cook,
it's hard to match up with.
No doubt about it, at 6 feet 10 inches. So subs coming in the game as Jamal Brown, the freshman, checks in.
And you gave me that look of disbelief when a guy that big can step out and shoot so effortlessly. I knew exactly what you were going to ask.
Backdoor, Luther, head! Jams it down with 2 hands from Darren Williams.
One of the best athletes I've seen, and particularly on this team and in the Big Ten, been bothered by some abdominal or pelvic problems. But when he's right, there aren't a lot of guys who can do as many things as Luther Head from that guard position.
7-0 run for Illinois. There's a double. Williams, weak side to Vidnov. Nice move on the baseline. 5 to shoot. Sparks has to get it off in a hurry. It's an air ball and a shot clock violation. So now Illinois starting to step it up on defense. Kentucky with a 1-point lead here in the first half. Gus Johnson along with Len Elmore. 13 versus the 4. These two teams in the West region. And the winner of this game will take on the winner of the game that will follow us, Notre Dame and Milwaukee. Williams backdoor to Cook. Saves it from going out of bounds, but turns it over.
That was a set play, screen and roll, looking for the lob to Cook.
Jamal Brown, great ball fake. And he blows the layup. Now Luther Head. Pulls up for 3. Sparks. Vidnov. And an offensive foul. Brian Cook sliding in and drawing the charge.
And that's another thing that makes him so good. Intelligence, recognizing plays.
.709 remaining in the first half. Western Kentucky with a 1-point lead over Illinois. And here comes Darren Williams.
Well, we said at the beginning of the telecast that this was going to be about the balance of Western Kentucky and their offensive attack versus the star quality of Ryan Cook. And it's really turning out to be just that.
7 turnovers for Illinois in the first half as Roger Powell and fast break Brown come back into the game. There's Bill Self. And he has really gotten his team to commit to playing tough, hard-nosed defense. Backdoor, Mike Wells, great catch. Illinois closing on him quickly. 10 to shoot. Here's Wells. Ball kicked, and the shot clock will reset. All right, let's take a look at the game summary. Western Kentucky with the 1-point lead, and the Hilltoppers have hit 2 additional threes, and Illinois continues to turn the ball over with 7.
And Western Kentucky has a number of guys that are 5 and 3 points, while D. Brown has those points. Again, Brian Cook doing things like passing the ball, playing good defense, rebounding. So he's contributing as well. It just doesn't show up in the points column.
Sparks down the lane. Up and under, no. Now D. Brown. Sparks 1 for 6 in this game. Brown giving up his dribble. Here's Cook with the step on the baseline and a hold. Jamal Brown.
We talk about Brian Cook, the All-American. But first we'll talk about D. Brown, obviously, with the quickness, and then Brian Cook. Again, that kind of range for a guy that size. We've seen him inside, we've seen him outside. We've seen Western Kentucky try to match up with him with a number of different guys.
Darren Williams in the paint. Rattles one down. And it's pretty interesting as Illinois goes on a 9-0 run. In the corner of Winchester, halfway down. Cook with the rebound. A long outlet pass to Williams. These 2 freshmen play with a lot of poise in the backcourt. That's odd.
I don't know if it's odd. Remember, these kids have played so much basketball in their high school careers, not only for school, for AAU, they're on the stage all the time with, some of the national tournaments. This is just an extension of all of that. Maybe the crowds are bigger, but the competition and the level of competition is pretty close to the same.
Now Brown pulls up and fires an air ball out of bounds.
It's how they handle the consequences that make a difference. Understanding what's riding on these games has impact on how these kids approach the game and how they play. The only one in many instances who can stop some of these terrific freshmen are themselves.
So basically what you're saying is the freshman today is not the same as the freshman of yesterday.
No, far more sophisticated as basketball players. I'm not saying their approach to the game is more intelligent, but certainly the sophistication in playing against this level of competition and playing in front of crowds.
Sparks down the lane, kicks it out to Winchester. He's got to save it. Fires it into the front court, and guess who? D. Brown comes up with it. In the corner, Powell sets his feet. And it's an air ball. A little tight on that one. Mike Wells. Both teams getting a little winded now. Let's see who's in shape.
And that's a good decision. Brian Cook had an opportunity to try to start the fast break. Instead, he held on to it, made D. Brown come to him, and that slowed everything down so they can get into the half-court set.
Roger Powell. And he figured out that he's a little more efficient when he's closer to the basket.
It only takes one air ball to convince you.
11-0 run for Illinois. Western Kentucky has gone over 5 minutes without scoring a point. 25-22. Boyden. Ryan Cook with the rebound.
Well, the biggest problem Western Kentucky has had is they've been relegated to a pure perimeter team. Everything is face up, go east-west, and then pull up and take a shot. No exploration inside, no penetration to the hole, and the defense doesn't have to do much.
Inside, Augustine foul.
And that's the difference between Illinois and Western Kentucky. Illinois willing to explore inside.
James Augustine, another true freshman from Mokina, Illinois, at the line. Oh, how about that? And it counts. Does it count? Yes, it does. I don't think it hit the shot clock. They'll make a decision right here. take another look. Augustine at the line.
Well, the question is, did it hit any part of the apparatus? You know, it can stay on that front part even if it touches a bit of the top, as long as it doesn't touch any of the apparatus behind. And that's the argument Dennis Felton is making.
A lot better shot on the second attempt. Back after this.
They just got to throw it under the basket. Under the basket. Up. Far side.
Go to ncaasports.com/Pontiac today and pick your ultimate Pontiac high-performance plays. You can also enter for a chance to win a 2004 NCAA Men's Final Four fantasy package.
Only in college basketball.
When you contact a RE/MAX agent to help you buy or sell a home, you expect service that's a little out of the ordinary. After all, RE/MAX agents average more experience and more sales than other agents. So the next time you need outstanding real estate service, call RE/MAX and watch us spring into action. RE/MAX, outstanding agents, outstanding results.
The latest headlines from CBS News lead elements of the U.S. 1st Marine Division preparing for the main ground assault into Iraq. CBS News has learned of back-channel negotiations with top Iraqi officers aimed at convincing them to surrender their forces without a fight. U.S. missiles have struck Baghdad again for a second night of powerful what are called selective strikes. The targets included ministry buildings and Saddam Hussein's elite Republican Guard. The attack force included stealth bombers based in Qatar. All planes are said to have returned safely. Dan Rather from CBS News World Headquarters in New York will be updating the story all evening. We'll break in when news breaks out.
27-22, Illinois. Western Kentucky has missed their last 9 shots. They led at one point by 8, but the Fighting Illini have really turned it on. Sparks comes up with the steal straight to the basket, and a nice job using his body to shield off Sean Harrington.
And that's the importance of defense. We talked about the drought Western Kentucky was suffering, almost 7 minutes without a basket, but it's the defense that creates offense. And there's the great anticipation there by Patrick Sparks. And he just uses his body, cuts off the defender, creates the contact, and gets away with it.
Sparks goes to the line. 65% free throw shooter. Cuts it to 2. Sparks has 6.
What's happened to Illinois is that D. Brown, instead of taking so many shots as we mentioned before, has slowed down a little bit, gotten other folks involved in the offense, including himself, and his team's offense has worked almost to perfection.
Harrington kicks it out to Brown, and it's taken away by Danny Rump. Rump in transition. Boyden, Williams, the power move, and pivot.
Well, the size of Nick Smith really creates problems for Williams.
Now Williams to Sparks. Williams again, and this time he draws a foul. Coming up on Singular at the half, Greg Gumbel and Clark Kellogg will get you updated on all the tournament news, all the scores and highlights, plus a live look at all the action going on in the NCAA tournament. That's all coming up on Singular at the half. So Nate Williams makes the first free throw. A couple of subs enter the game. James Augustine, Darren Williams, Sean Harrington, and Nick Smith head for the bench.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nick Smith really did a nice job, except for this last foul on Nate Williams. Williams was having his way with Augustine. Smith comes in and with his extension made it very difficult for Williams to get anything off. And that contributed to that Western Kentucky drought.
8 points for Nate Williams. Here's Brian Cook. Skip pass to Brown. Nice extra pass to Cook from D. Brown. Now Head. New shot clock for Illinois. Head dials up a 3. Augustine rebounded, stick back.
Well, that's good ball movement all the way around. Luther head moving ball and then moving without it. Had a good look, but fortunately some of his guys had his back on the offensive glass.
Rump. Mike Wells with the step, and he whizzes it out of bounds. For those of you expecting to see Weber State in Wisconsin, the tip will be at 8:09, and we will get you there shortly. 1:10 remaining in the first half. We have a 2-point game in Indy. Don't forget to be a part of the madness when Coca-Cola presents the Late Late Show with Craig Kilborn in New Orleans. It's a week of March Madness direct from the Big Easy, beginning March 31st right here on CBS, America's most watched network. 1:10 to go in the first half. Illinois reclaiming the lead, 29-27. Brian Cook, nice seal. Got it turned around and jammed it down.
Again, getting rid of that perception that he's soft. 7 points, 7 rebounds, and continues to make a statement in the paint that it belongs to Brian Cook.
And this one going against Western Kentucky.
You take a look at Cook, cut across the lane. Now watch the defense right here. Come in, help out nicely. Cook recovers strongly. You know, the play's never over until you flush it through that basket. And Brian Cook well aware of that.
The numbers for Brian in the first half. Led the league in scoring in the Big Ten. Over 20 a game. Was the most valuable player of the conference as well. Senior. Inside Cook with a great hand. This time has it penned by the freshman Jamal Brown.
One of the few times Brian Cook didn't attack that pin. Just tried to lay it up nonchalantly.
10 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's the high pick and roll. Sparks looking for a shot. Stop and start to the bucket. The runner is short. Williams gets it, and a foul with 3/10 of a second to go.
And Brian Cook is just bewildered, wondering how that foul was his.
That's his second.
He believes he had his hands straight up. But again, nice execution down the stretch for Western Kentucky. Not only get a shot, but to leave themselves time to offensive rebound before the end of the half.
And Williams is having a very solid first half.
He certainly was, and certainly is. I mean, again, we talked about him early. 9 points, 3 offensive rebounds. And again, James Augustine was the one whom he's been victimizing.
So Williams misses the free throw, and that is the end of the first half. Illinois shoots 44%. Western Kentucky 10 of 32, 31%. 31-28 our score at halftime. And we'll go back to New York in a moment.
There it is. Whoa. Change of plans, turn right.
Introducing Cayenne, pure Porsche, in a most unexpected form.
technology and HP people help BMW Williams run every race before the driver ever gets in the car.
It's the NCAA tournament site with live scores, updated brackets, and insight from the top coaches. CBSSportsline.com or AOL keyword CBS Sportsline.
March Madness on CBS. What? It's all here.
Yeah, DQ's new grill burgers, like the mushroom Swiss, are really big, which got us to thinking, how about a really big fry to go with them?
Here's your big fry.
Maybe not. The mushroom Swiss, one of 6 new grill burgers that puts a big quarter-pound patty on a butter toasted bun. Do one, and DQ something different.
Price and selection. That's O'Brien's University Auto Park.
Over 800 new and used vehicles. And right now, everything goes.
Sport utilities, Tributes, RAV4s, Highlanders, XL7, Sequoias.
Compact vehicles, PT Cruisers, Corollas, Protege, Golf, Matrix, Beetles.
Family vehicles, Camrys, Passats, Sebrings, Jettas, Concords, Avalons, 300Ms. Trucks and vans.
Siennas, MPVs, Town and Countries.
Voyagers, Tundras, Tacomas.
And everything goes. University Auto Park, Urbana.
Corruption, scandal, 50 convictions. All because George Ryan's employees felt pressure to sell tickets. What was former Ryan employee Tony Libre's role? During the scandal, Libre kept soliciting his employees for contributions to his own campaign, saying, "I don't see what I'm doing that's so outrageous." Now, he's shown up as evidence in the notorious Fay Well criminal trial. He wants to be mayor. If Libre's part of the corruption problem, how can we trust him to fix it?
Couple of games at halftime and more action in progress. Clark Kellogg and I will take you around the NCAA tournament.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half. Singular's wireless polling allows you to get into the game.
A 3-point lead and a 1-point lead at halftime. Hi, everyone. Greg Gumbel in New York. Welcome to Singular at the Half. I'm joined by Clark Kellogg. Let's first talk about the game in Indianapolis, where Western Kentucky has pulled to within 3 of the Fighting Illini.
Pesky and persistent. Both of these teams excellent defensively. I think Illinois is going to try to exploit their size advantage in the second half by getting the ball inside a little more.
All right, in the other game at halftime in Oklahoma City, Memphis has come back to lead Arizona State by 1 at 33-32. We can't say this enough time. This is a very evenly matched game.
It really is, and it's going to come down to which team can make foul shots, which team can establish their presence inside, and right now, Massey having a slight advantage for Memphis.
All right, in progress right now in Salt Lake City, first round action in the West region. Central Michigan is leading the Blue Jays of Creighton to score 26-20 as they come up on 5.5 to play in the first half. Let's join Dick Enberg, Matt Dukas, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
In Salt Lake City, Central Michigan, the 11th seed, leading number 6 seed Creighton by 6. They had built their lead to as many as 11 points in this first half, as Mike Mansell with 9 points to lead the Chippewas, and All-America Kyle Korver has 5 for Creighton. Mansell fires and hits inside the line, and it's 28-20 Central Michigan. Mansell with 11 points now to lead all scorers, and there's the steal. Robinson with a solo.
Robinson did the right thing then in not trying to dunk it. Just put it in the hoop, and let's win this game.
Whitney Robinson played his first 2 years at Eastern Kentucky, where he was a top scorer before transferring to Central Michigan. He's from Detroit. Here's a look at the brackets. The winner of this game will meet either Duke or Colorado State. That game to follow.
All kinds of problems in this first half for Creighton.
Grimes has it blocked by Dendlinger. Korver saves. And Korver's fouled as Dendlinger couldn't control his jump as he took the bait. Second on him.
We're going to see how physical this game is here. All right, we got the post play. A beautiful block with his left hand by Dent. Now he gets a little bit too eager, going for a second block, and he fouls Korver. Should have controlled himself and given the team a chance to play more defense.
Of course, when you're over the limit in the penalty, this is the last guy you want to put on the free throw line. Kyle Korver shooting 91% from the stripe, but he has struggled throughout this first half offensively.
He's missed only 11 free throws all year out of the 119 Timms shooting 47, almost 48% from three-point range, averaging 18 a game, and makes those two easily, 30-22, and Corver was 7 for Creighton. With pressure in the backcourt. Seemingly resolved the difficulties. They had trouble the first couple of times facing the full-court press. And Mansell on the feed in is fouled, reaching over the back. Was Larry House, and for House, that's his second. Larry House, his second personal. So Mansell back to the line for the Chippewas.
Mike Mansell's been very much under control. Plays so well off Chris Kamen, who's on the bench with a couple of personal fouls, but Mansell shoots the ball well from the perimeter, can put it on the floor, drive to the basket.
This is the front end of 1-and-1. Very small central team on the court at the moment, and a turnover again. The pass errant is Corver intending to be the recipient. The 11th Creighton turnover of the half.
Well, Kyle Corver being such a prolific scorer and shooter, although 18 points a game, not that much, because he has tried to do so many other different things to help his bulk up. He has seen just about every kind of defense that you can throw at a good scorer.
Central Michigan and fouled from outside. He now has 7 and back to a 10-point lead for the Chips. And almost stolen by Baum. Timeout. 3:38 left in this first half. Surprising Central Michigan, a 10-point leader.
You know, we're never in the same place at the same time. No, not really. So we need a plan that allows us to talk, you know, as much as we want, all the time, whenever we want. And then no extra charge.
With Singular's Family Talk plan, call each other for free with unlimited mobile-to-mobile calling. Get 5,000 night and weekend minutes to share, up to 3 additional lines, and up to 4 free phones.
We call it the Conley Brothers. What's up? What's up? What's up plan?
Come in and find out how Singular fits you best.
Yeah. I need your help. On March 28th. What have we got here? Let the deception begin.
Didn't make a sound.
You try poking them with a stick? Woohoo! Basic is a superb action thriller.
You know Sergeant Wester?
You call me sir one more time, I'm gonna scream. It will have you guessing until the very end, with one great twist after another. They're dead, aren't they? Not like that. It's not. John Travolta is at his best, and Samuel L. Jackson is outstanding. I am your objective, right? Basic. Rated R. In theaters March 28th.
I have to focus, gather everything I've learned, all my successes, all my sacrifices, all my pain, and concentrate that energy into one moment. That's the moment I'll use every single day of my life. There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Think, read, react, struggle,
succeed,
grow. Every time we step on the floor, class is in session.
There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes.
And each one of us is getting 2 educations.
I swim the 200. I study sociology. I grind out laps. I cram for tests. I race nationals. I take finals. And when I finish, I'll be ready to start. There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and we're all training to perform in whatever we go on to do.
As we're back in Salt Lake City, a look at the Pontiac high performance of the day. Amika Okafor of UConn, 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 blocks in the 58-53 win over BYU. For more great performances as they happen, go to ncaasports.com. Creighton ball trailing Central Michigan by 10 with 3.5 minutes to go in this first half in Salt Lake City. Duke and Colorado State next. defensive end.
Exceptional half-court defense by Central Michigan, defending that pick and roll very nicely and then rotating out so quickly. It's very difficult to do.
13 on the shot clock as Creighton inbounds the ball. Lindemann trapped in the corner, and he has to call time. 6 seconds on the shot clock when Creighton resumes play after this timeout.
Well, it appears the Chippewas have Creighton a little bit rattled. 3:19 to play in the first half at the 10-point lead. Winner of this game gets the winner of Duke, Colorado State. Here's a question for the Singular Wireless fan poll. Do you think the number 16 seed will ever upset a number 1? Singular Wireless users send vote to 171 or log on to cbssportsline.com/singular. We'll have the results later in tonight's coverage. Now, other action today in Spokane, San Diego and Stanford. Stanford's Matt Loddick with a feed to Josh Childress for the dunk.
And Jason Blair, who had a big game, cuts the Stanford lead to 1. And then Matt Loddick, a big 3, gave Stanford the breathing room they needed to coast to the win.
Stanford a winner 77-69. They move on to play UConn. How did UConn get there? Well, in the game against
Brigham Young. Emeka Okafor gives them a 1-point lead with the turnaround jumper. Persistence pays as he gets the offensive rebound to go. Huskies by 2.
Late in the second half, Ben Gordon will drive, hit the tough bucket in the lane, and the Huskies advance 58-53, the final, the win over BYU. NC State and Cal.
This is for the lead. Right between the eyes. Scooter Sherrill has put State on top. 74-73. Ship at the other end. Double team. Midgley for the lead. Oh! Spectacular shot. 3.9 seconds to play. Cal by 2. It's Powell. Sherrill. And Cal wins.
And Richard Midgley's three-pointer boosts the Golden Bears in overtime. 76-74 is the final score. They will take on Oklahoma. The Sooners up against South Carolina State earlier today. Hollis Price buries a 3 to give Oklahoma an early lead. Price didn't play a full game.
The lead would just grow. Blake Johnston with the pilfer, leading to an easy 2:54-26 Sooners. D'Angelo Alexander came off the bench for 16. The lead is 30 after that trip.
The Sooners won at 71-54. It'll be Oklahoma against California on Saturday. In Indianapolis, SIU and Missouri.
Arthur Johnson, 24 points, 11 boards, 2 of those points right here, and 1 of those rebounds. Missouri by 3.
And watch Ricky Paulding driving the lane, pull up, hit the nice jump shot. And the Missouri Tigers hold on to eliminate Southern Illinois 72-71, the final score. They'll move on to meet Marquette, the Golden Eagles, against Holy Cross. Point guard Have Mead drives for the layup.
But Travis Diener had a career-high 29, and 3 of them come right here to give the Golden Eagles a 2-point lead. And then guess who? Travis Diener again. A big bucket there, 66-62. They go on to win by 4.
And Marquette and Missouri will meet on Saturday. Also today, in Salt Lake City, the Wildcats of Arizona cruised past Vermont 80-51. And in also Salt Lake City, Cincinnati's Bearcats fell to Gonzaga. The Bulldogs knock off Cincinnati 74-69. One game just underway in Spokane, Washington. Wisconsin with the first bucket of the night against Weber State. They lead it by a score of 2-0. Thank you for joining us here on Singular at the half. The second half of games in Oklahoma City and Indianapolis coming up after this.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the half. Singular's wireless polling allows you to get into the game.
Morning, William.
DJ. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Looks like somebody got a haircut.
Was it too short? You're always glad you came.
Yeah. Hey, no, you can't drive the truck.
See you tomorrow, Bobby.
Who can you count on? You know them by name.
My friends think you're crazy.
Yo, your friends don't even know me.
One DVD will take you further inside.
I have a feeling about you.
With exclusive freestyle rap battles, plus the real story from Eminem.
If I lost the battle, my whole life is over.
They're calling your name.
8 Mile. Own the DVD CD bonus materials also available uncensored.
How about this one, babe? We somehow find everybody who bought the CD last week in Chicago.
From the database. Sweet.
When the band gets to Chicago, we contact all those fans.
Through the mail server. Sweet.
Offer them a T-shirt, concert tickets, something.
From the online store. Sweet.
Now that, babe, would rock.
Sweet.
What are you rocking, babe?
Sweet. .NET Connected Software helps you connect with customers. That's software for the agile business. From Microsoft.
Don't miss CSI Miami, TV's most watched new drama, Monday on CBS. It's all here.
The time to meet your match is almost over at the Chrysler National Minivan event. Now until March 31st, we'll match your down payment up to $750 and give you a $3,500 cash allowance for a total of $5,000 towards your down payment on the luxurious Town & Country. Or 0% APR financing for 60 months and make no monthly payments for 90 days. Plus, get our 770 powertrain limited warranty. But hurry, these are the final days to make your match at your Chrysler dealer today.
It's that time. Our garden center is ready and our greenhouses are growing the prettiest annuals and perennials around. At Prairie Gardens, we planted and fussed over all of your favorites, then added some new ones to the mix. See them blooming now in all of their color and glory. Whether your garden is small or lavish, on an acre or in a pot, pick the best from our greenhouse. Come to Prairie Gardens when you just can't wait to garden.
Is building the toughest truck in America and outselling the competition for the past 26 years in a row luck? No, it's total truck domination. Right now, to celebrate 26 years of leadership, get $2,500 total cash back or 0% financing on Ford F-150. $2,500 cash or 0% on America's #1 selling truck, F-150. After 26 years, we're not just building trucks, we're building a dynasty. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again. CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the Men's Basketball Championship is sponsored by Chevy Trucks, Jiffy Lube, Warner Brothers Dreamcatcher, and by Coca-Cola.
Welcome back to the RCA Dome, 31-28. The Fighting Illini with the lead over Western Kentucky. A 4 versus a 13. Now let's go to Solomon Wilcox.
Coach, the defense is doing a good job of rotating and defending on Brian Cook, but what do you have to do to keep the supporting cast from taking over this game?
Well, I think we have to keep up our level of intensity and aggressiveness and be more disruptive than we are solid with our defense.
Okay, Coach, thank you. Back to you, Gus.
All right, Solomon, Gus Johnson, along with Len Elmore. Here's an interesting stat for you. Western Kentucky in the first 10 minutes shot 45%. In the last 10, they were 1 of 12.
Well, that's easily explained. The fact is, Western Kentucky got away from their inside game that got them those high percentage shots. They started off nicely with Nate Williams, but then they fell in love with the perimeter, and that's what accounts for their 31% field goal percentage. The rebound came easy for Illinois. Fast break opportunities and other opportunities in the paint really worked to the Illini advantage.
A look at the leading scorers. Nate Williams with 9 points in the first half. D. Brown took a lot of shots early, ended with 9 to lead the team, but as you mentioned at the end of that first half, he started to bypass his own shot to get his teammates involved, and that was the difference.
Yeah, and he got Brian Cook more involved. Cook with 7 points and 8 rebounds. Again, Cook a mainstay on the defensive glass.
Brown with 9 points and 3 assists for Illinois. So we're ready to begin the second half of play. 3-point lead for the Fighting Illini.
We told you at the beginning of the game that Boyd for Western Kentucky was their emotional leader, and when he hit that first three-point shot, you know, he danced all the way back on defense, but he hasn't done much since, and you haven't seen that emotion from him. You know, that's the barometer for this team and how they're involved, and there he is right now exhorting his teammates, let's get it done, but he needs to have something good happen for him to get into this game.
Boyd 1 of 4, 3 points. Start of the second half. Western Kentucky in red with the basketball. Mike Wells steps out on the baseline, wraps it around for Williams. The baseline turnaround is way short.
Much better job by Augustine that time to hold his position against Williams. Williams had gotten the majority of his points those 9 points against James Augustine.
9 rebounds for Brian Cook. Powell along with Williams, Cook, as that one is knocked out of bounds. Augustine and D. Brown. Don't forget, near the conclusion of every NCAA tournament game, we will select a Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the game from each team. Today, Chevrolet has contributed more than $8 million to the general scholarship funds of America's colleges and universities. Here's Williams. Crossover, nice bounce pass. Cook has it swatted. Nate Williams said, get it out of here. Mike Wells to the bucket, and it's rejected by Cook.
Coming out of nowhere, Nate Williams, a nice job from the weak side. Pass in to Cook, and here's Williams. Does a good job of avoiding the body contact.
Boyd thought about it. Inside, Nate Williams turns it over. Darren Williams.
He forced it in, and that's not what Kentucky needs.
D. Brown. Off the fast break.
You know, this is absolutely a forced entry pass. And once it was stolen, there's the break once again. And D. Brown, ouch, upside the head, still has the presence of mind to make the shot.
I thought that was oops.
Yeah, but you know, I try to be original somewhat.
Fast break Brown. Having a nice game. That is point number 12. And the winner here will take on the winner of the Notre Dame-Milwaukee game coming up later. You're smiling like you want to say something.
No, I was just watching this play right here, particularly inside. Williams continually gets that good position on Augustine, just like a big man should.
And Boyden fouled, will head to the line. And that is the third foul on Cook.
Come on, Gus, you know I always want to say something.
Never enough, never enough. But David Boyden, as Brian Cook picks up his third, he's been telling you how he's their emotional leader. Well, this Western Kentucky team had a tough outing against Perry Watson's Detroit Titans on February 1st. They were blown out at Callahan Hall, 86-65. After the game, they sat in the locker room for 2 hours. And basically, after talking, his teammates came to David Boyden and said, look, you're our captain, you're our leader. If you don't play emotional basketball, we have nobody to feed on. So we need you to be more emotional and more of a cheerleader on the floor. He agreed to accept those responsibilities, and everything has been peachy keen thus far for Western Kentucky. Nick Smith.
That's a disruptive defense that Dennis Felton spoke of beginning this half.
Now Williams, 15-foot pull-up. Rebounded by Roger Powell, blocked from behind. And he will go to the line. (34-30). Illinois, as Roger Powell, this young man has really stepped up his play at the end of the season. Take a look at the leading scorers. Powell made the Big Ten All-Tournament team at 16 points in the title game versus Ohio State. And he's averaged 13 points over the last 11.
Well, this has been a game where early in the first half, Western Kentucky balls it out nicely, getting the ball inside, but then they fell in love with a perimeter game, slowed them down, went on a long drought. Illinois playing good defense, good fast break, and inside offense. And they've gotten this lead, and so far haven't looked back.
Winchester in now for Western Kentucky. Williams, and he buries it. Nate Williams is playing great today.
Well, he's having the game of his career thus far. You know, he's done some wonderful things, but not in a tournament situation like this. And he's really single-handedly keeping his team in the game.
Inside, Augustine jamming it down from D. Brown.
Well, we mentioned before, James Augustine has been the victim of Nate Williams on his defensive end. There's a little bit right back at you.
Here's Nate again, rolling, protected by Nick Smith. Great help defense for Illinois. The bracket in the West. These games played at the RCA Dome here in Indianapolis. Notre Dame, Wisconsin, Milwaukee coming up next. The winner of that game will take on the winner of this one. Winchester steps into a jumper and rips it.
And there's nothing wrong with the perimeter shot as long as you explore the interior and you kick it back outside. Those long jump shots flow much better when you go inside out instead of doing it along the perimeter.
There's a 5-second violation. A lot of dribbling done by Darren Williams. And Illinois turns it over. .46 to go in the second half. Illinois with a 1-point lead. Western Kentucky has gone back to their basics, getting the ball inside.
And also defensively, they've extended their defense, started to disrupt the rhythm of Illinois, make it more difficult to get it inside, and certainly to run anything that they want.
Wells quickly down the lane, and he's bumped up top. Now Winchester. Sparks. Winchester on the move. Tapped around, picked up. Boyd, new shot block for the Hilltoppers.
A good job by Sparks to settle his team down, survey the D.
Boyd. A lot of penetrating kicks right now. Sparks for three. Halcomb with the rebound and stick back.
Well, you talk about some good hands. That time, Halcomb gets in good position for the offensive rebound. Pretty good shot there by Sparks, right in rhythm. But as he goes up, the ball leaves his hands, is knocked away. Still had enough fingertip on it to put it down.
Caleb Halcomb at the free throw. And with 15:58 to go in the second half, Western Kentucky, really active, takes a 2-point lead.
From Kuwait into Iraq, here's a late report from the scene outside Basra.
This is Scott Pelley on Iraq's southern border. British forces are now beginning to shell the outskirts of the city of Basra, a city of 1.5 million people. It's not the city being shelled, but the outskirts, the Iraqi defenses there.
Earlier, Iraq fired at least 3 missiles into Kuwait, sending U.S. troops scrambling for their gas masks. There was no gas, no damage, no casualties. In Baghdad, the air assault resumed with, quote, more selective strikes on ministry buildings and Saddam Hussein's elite Republican Guard. Defense Secretary Rumsfeld says U.S. officers are in communication with the Republican Guard. The message, forget Saddam and surrender. Dan Rather from CBS News World Headquarters in New York. We'll be updating the war story throughout the evening. We will break in if news breaks out.
.39-38, Illinois with the lead over Western Kentucky. Here comes D. Brown pushing it to Darren Williams. And Brown pumps somehow, banks it in! D. Brown, half man, half amazing. He has 14.
He wasn't even supposed to get that shot off. Again, a little too quick for his own good. Tried to split the defense. Got the ball up in the air and still found a way to put it in.
Halcomb double team. And a reaching foul coming up against Illinois.
Again, pushing it as quickly as he could. Look at him try to split the defense. Bumps everybody. Looked like a pinball. Once again, tries to beat both defenders. Bump. Still gets the ring.
Kid is so electric. I think he meant to do it. It was designed.
Well, in retrospect, everybody did stuff like that.
Hey, Williams. Winchester looking for spark. Shot just won't go down for him, and somehow he steps and bounds and gets the rebound. Now Winchester, pure. Like a Winchester. 41 apiece.
Well, the ball movement is good for Western Kentucky. They're getting it inside out, moving it around a little bit rather than just settle for the perimeter shot. And now they've extended the defense once again, switching on crosses and screens, making it difficult for Illinois to get any kind of ball movement of their own.
Brown with the crossover, pulling up off the dribble. Too strong. Augustine with the rebound, miss. Luther Head is there. He can't get it. Here's Brown again. Great look. Head rejected by Boyden. Now Darren Williams from the baseline. And Boyden, he's playing with emotion. And it's contagious.
The Hilltoppers playing some defense now. Again, gotten more aggressive, competing on the boards, and Bill Self understands exactly what's going on. He's got to get his big senior back in the ball game.
.13:22 to go. A 4 versus a 13. Illinois winners of the Big Ten. Western Kentucky winners of the Sun Belt Conference. Sparks around a screen. No foul on the play. He was tripped. Long outlet pass to Brown. And it's knocked away. Jamal Brown picking it up at half court.
That's just terrific hustle by Mike Wells. He saw it coming all the way and really busted it to get to the spot.
Inside, Nate Williams kept that pivot foot alive and banks it home.
And uses the left hand, too. Nate Williams playing one whale of a game in the pivot.
13 points for Nate. Western Kentucky up by 2.
And Williams is right now manhandling Brian Cook. Cook's got to be able to hold that.
And he does.
He holds that position.
Brian Cook with the great hands. Great position. 9 points and 10 rebounds for the senior. Now Sparks in the corner, Winchester again. The Fighting Illini slow it up. Look at the points in the paint. Illinois 28-12.
Well, they've taken advantage fully of Brian Cook, Augustine. Some fast break opportunities. They're looking for the high percentage shots.
Brian Cook in there working against the freshman Luther Head. Rims out. Taps around. Augustine on the floor. And that's what wins ball games in March.
And that's what gets opposing coaches upset, screaming for a travel. As Augustine kind of rolled a little bit as he got that ball.
Luther Head. Williams catches, shoots, and hits. Darren Williams continuing to improve his outside shooting.
And you got to commend the unselfish play of the Illini. Some of these guys, particularly Luther Head and others, had good shots, good opportunities, passed them up for better shots.
Darren Williams 3 for 3 from downtown, 11 points. Winchester is feeling it as well. Back and forth they go. Head down the lane. Beautifully done. Luther Head so explosively. And a steal. Cook off the window, rims off.
For that time, Brian Cook tried to get the crowd back into it. The Illini faithful with that steal.
Winchester. Sparks, he struggled. 2 for 11.
Well, look at the man-to-man defense right now. Everybody with the ball has got to go to triple threat, got to read that defense.
And Nate Williams with the answer. Nate Williams having the game of his life. 15 points. Ties it at 48. He only averages 10 per game.
And how often this afternoon have we seen people step out of character, play way beyond their seasonal capabilities, rising to the occasion. That's Nate Williams today.
9:30 remaining in the second half. We're knotted up at 48.
Try an apple.
Come on, all right? You buy them, they sit there, you throw them out. Let's stop the dance.
The King of Queens, CBS Monday.
We've got a tight one here in Indy, 48 apiece. Western Kentucky and Illinois. 9:30 to go in the second half. Great atmosphere here at the RCA Dome. Over 20,000 fans in attendance. It's been like this all day. Just great crowd. .21 to go, 48 apiece. Western Kentucky versus the Fighting Illini. Inside, Brian Cook is fouled.
Well, this game has turned out to be everything that we expected. Haven't seen the first two in this region. The bottom line is Illinois have been able to assert themselves inside with Brian Cook. They've been matched by Nate Williams for Western Kentucky, who's playing way beyond his season numbers. The drought that Western Kentucky suffered in the first half hasn't really hurt them because they've extended their defense, created turnover opportunities, and capitalized.
Great play by D. Brown. He got that ball to Brian Cook, throwing a laser-like pass. 11 points, 10 rebounds for Cook.
That time Western Kentucky thought they had another turnover and ran out just a little too soon. Illinois came back at them.
And a steal. Well, Boyd takes it right back.
Head thought he had a turnover.
Vidnov, the floater. Ties the game up at 50. The winner here will take on the winner of Notre Dame, Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Coming up next, all 4 teams participating in the West region. Luther Head, Horizon Fire, and hit. Three-point lead for Illinois.
Boy, Luther Head was celebrating that when he had a couple of those threes just rim the basket and rattle away. He's got 7 points now, but that was a big three for him.
Inside, Boyden. Vidnov with the rebound and the jump hook.
Very strong, Philip Vidnov.
He's a senior from Bulgaria. Cuts the Illini lead to 1. Roger Powell winds up. And a whistle inside. We'll sort things out. 7:36 to go. 53-52 Illinois. 7:36 remaining in the second half. Illinois with a 1-point lead.
Well, we've seen a game that's been punctuated by strong inside play, terrific perimeter defense, and really Illinois got themselves under control when D. Brown in the first 7.5 minutes took 7 shots, kind of calmed down a little bit, got other people involved. He's got 14 points, but most importantly, 7 assists and 6 rebounds, and only turned the ball over twice. So he's really been a catalyst here. They've been able to get the ball into Brian Cook. And Western Kentucky has countered with much more extended defense and essentially with an inside game of their own with Nate Williams, who's playing beyond his season average.
These 2 teams in the West region. Augustine lowers his shoulder, can't get the roll, grabs his own rebound, and travels. He travels. And that is turnover number 11 for Illinois. these two teams in the West region, and the winner takes on the winner of the Notre Dame-Wisconsin-Milwaukee game, which will be played next. Illinois is led by as many as 6 in this game. Western Kentucky by as many as 8.
And you can tell the extended defense of Western Kentucky really troubling Illinois. They only turned the ball over 13 times on average during the season, but they've got 12 thus far, and we still got 7 minutes left.
And here comes Sparks. Patrick, their leading scorer at 14 a game. 2 for 11 tonight. 1 for 8 from downtown. Wells pops out on the baseline. Nicely done. Got his shoulder square and took a nice shot.
Well, that was a called play right there. Very well executed by Western Kentucky. These teams, when they need to, they're setting hard picks and getting people free.
54-53. Hilltoppers. Luther Head. Tapped around. D. Brown saves it. Another rebound for D. Brown, his 7th. Now Cook. And he's fouled. And a look at the tournament summary. The Big 12, Pac-10, 4-0 so far. 5 games have been decided by 5 points or less. Number 1 Arizona, number 1 Oklahoma advance. Illinois, they are a number 4. Ryan Cook gets the first free throw to go. The Fighting Illini, winners of the Big 10 Conference Tournament, number 2 during the regular season behind Wisconsin.
We talk about games that are decided by 5 points or less. We're heading towards another one right now, and you can tell by the stickiness of the defense and the deliberateness on offense, because you got to execute against this type of extended D.
Luther Head raking it away. He's fouled from behind. And the freshman for Illinois, what a job tonight. 14 points.
They've really stepped up. You look at these guys here, and again, this is the biggest game of their lives thus far. And they're not playing like freshmen. They've been through a whole season. So, you know, only Augustine has had a little bit of a problem on the defensive end, but he's more than made up for it on the offense.
And Luther Head makes the first. And there he is, only a freshman. D. Fast break Brown. He's playing like a senior. 57-54. Luther Head, 9 points, 4 rebounds. Sparks, nice pass, but it's thrown at the feet of Williams, and he can't hold on. He was open.
That was a good thought by Sparks, but a poor pass down at the feet of the big man. It's always a poor pass if they don't catch it.
Inside, Augustine can't hold on. Not a very good pass by Harrington. The game summary, 57-54. Illinois shooting 43%, and they are dominating in the paint. Back after this. Let's take a look at today's leaders.
Well, Travis Diener, we had an opportunity here on our court to see him with a tremendous display of outside shooting. Arthur Johnson obviously dominated inside, using that big body and those quick feet. And Joe Shipp hit some big shots against North Carolina State as the Bears survive and move on.
These are the 3 leading scorers in the tournament thus far. On day 1, 57-54. Approaching the 5-minute mark of the second half. Inside, Wells swatting, and he draws the foul. So Mike Wells goes to the line. The younger brother of Bubba Wells. Remember him? Guy led the nation in scoring at Austin Peay. one no good. Wednesday on CBS, Survivor is on a special night. Now that the men and women are living together, they're looking to score. But before anyone can cry foul, a surprise twist will blow the game wide open. Don't miss it all. New exciting Survivor on a special night Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on CBS. 57-55. Illinois with the lead. Inside, Brian Cook to the basket.
Nice use of the screen right there. Cook flips it as the defender stepped out trying to contain D. Brown, and Brown delivers it on time. And we mentioned again, D. Brown is the catalyst. He doesn't have to be a scorer all the time to be useful.
Unbelievable line for D. Brown today. He's done it. Scoring, rebounding, assists, defense. Now Head working hard. Lost it. Boyden jumping on the floor. Cook, he's tied up. Who wants it? And jump ball is the call. The possession arrow favoring Illinois.
A good job by Cook not to call timeout. And D. Brown, we talked about how effective he can be. You know he can score even when he doesn't believe he should. But the bottom line is he's been doing a nice job of distributing the ball. He's been the guy that's really got it started and got the ball inside to Brian Cook. Great job by the freshman.
The sports line stat of the game, points in the paint. Illinois dominant, 34-14. Get complete tournament stats at cbssportsline.com. On America Online, enter keyword CBS Sportsline.
So you count the fast break opportunities, the dump downs into Brian Cook, the screens and rolls. And Illinois really focused on working for the high percentage shot. Right there, there's another opportunity.
Brian Cook has it blocked from behind. Boyden with the rebound. Now Sparks straight to the basket. Great look to Nate Williams, who's fouled from behind.
Did he thread that needle or what?
And an even nicer catch by Nate Williams.
Well, Sparks moving breakneck speed, wins his way in the paint. Now watch right between Augustine's arms. And a nice job by Williams to catch that.
Nate Williams misses the free throw. Winchester's there, and he bangs it right off of Augustine. Hit him right in the ear.
Winchester had the discretion. He gets a good rebound, falling out of bounds. He just makes sure that he regains possession.
Looked like a Roy Jones right hand. Had that kind of effect. Augustine, a tough kid, though. Sparks on the baseline. Williams loses it. Picked up by D. Brown.
Sparks' passes are almost too pinpoint. They're so good, they go between defenders' hands that sometimes his teammate can't see the ball. I mean, it's an amazing passing display, but also hurt.
Augustine. Great set there for Illinois.
And that's how you want to make the entry pass. Augustine's going all the way.
Illini feeling it. Six-point lead for the Fighting Illini, but a lot of time remaining in this game, 3:39. And the three-point shooting hasn't been good for either team, especially Western Kentucky, 7 of 20.
But it's no surprise because Western Kentucky led their conference, the Sun Belt Conference, in three-point field goal percentage. And Fighting Illini, again, same percentage, 30%, ranked very high in the Big Ten. So they know how to guard the perimeter.
13th turnover for Western Kentucky. James Augustine, the freshman, is also having a nice game. 10 points, 7 rebounds. Luther Head. Head down the lane, lays it up for Cook, who's fouled on the reach.
And that was such a good job of two-man play. The first time Luther Head missed Brian Cook, and Cook kind of gave him the eye, and they reworked it again. He kicked it back outside. Head forced Cook to go to the corner, and they ran the play again. That time it worked.
Back after this. Coming up after your local news, Dave welcomes Oscar nominee Queen Latifah and comedian Colin Quinn, plus music from Lou Reed on tonight's Late Show with David Letterman. Dave in basketball mode as Brian Cook steps to the line, has a little mouse under his eye. I'm not sure if that took place tonight. Cook getting the first one to fall. Got plenty of games for you later tonight. Utah State, Kansas. Our game here, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Notre Dame, Colorado State, Duke, and Tulsa and Dayton. Second one good for Cook. 2:47 to go. Illinois trying to pull away. The game reset. Western Kentucky with only one timeout remaining. Both teams shooting 1-1. And Western Kentucky is in the midst of a scoring drought, Lenny. 1 point in their last 4 minutes, and they've turned it over 5 times in the last 6 minutes.
And once again, they have not been able to get anything going from a post-up standpoint. Nate Williams has been their strong guy down low. He's been doing a lot of screening out at the top. And there's another perimeter shot. No exploration inside.
Didn't inside by Sparks.
And, you know, when Western Kentucky has had some opportunities inside, they've been off great passes from Sparks, but people can't handle it.
Time starting to work against the Hilltoppers. 63-55. Fast break round to the bucket. Now over the back foul coming up on Cook. And that stops the clock and allows Western Kentucky to shoot free throws. And that's Cook's fourth.
Well, with 2 minutes left, you Dennis Felton, you hope you make these free throws and you can start establishing some pressure D.
Western Kentucky a 66% free throw shooting team. But they send one of their best free throw shooters to the line. Mike Wells is an 80% shooter. 1-1, and he missed it. Boyden with the rebound, and he is fouled. And I believe that's the 5th foul on Cook. Illinois holding on to a 63-55 lead over Western Kentucky. But Brian Cook, the senior Big Ten Player of the Year, leading scorer in the conference, has just fouled out with 17 points and 10 seconds, and we've got 2:03 to go.
Well, the last time Brian Cook had to sit out in between his 3rd and 4th foul, Western Kentucky went on a nice little run and was able to get into this ball game. And now with Brian Cook gone, and we'll take a look here, the foul came on the free throw, battling underneath a position. Loose ball, he goes down, and I don't know. I mean, it looked like Boyden just tripped over Cook lying on the ground, lying on the floor. But the fact of the matter is, Western Kentucky has been able to capitalize when Cook has been on the bench. Now he's gone for good. It's going to be up to guys like Nick Smith and James Augustine to kind of circle the wagons inside.
Western Kentucky has missed 2 straight 1-1. Make it 3 straight.
Again, this is a 3rd consecutive game here where free throws have been making a difference.
63-55. Luther Head throws the ball out of bounds. Both teams getting a little nervous now.
Well, Illinois has the cushion. You don't want to turn the ball over, but, you know, it's not the end of the world for them. But certainly Western Kentucky trying to catch up.
Backdoor lob. Nate Williams jams it down. May have twisted his ankle.
Let me say it again, trying to catch up. Nate Williams. But when you're trying to come back, you got to make free throws.
Darren Williams, now the Fighting Illini, spread it out a bit. They want to use as much time as possible.
And they also want to use Western Kentucky's aggressiveness on defense against themselves, looking for some back doors. looking to try to get guys out of position and go to the basket.
Darren Williams on the spin, no good. 63-57, Illinois. 1 minute remaining. Vittenov inside. Now Boyd for three. Got it! Here we go. A three-point game. 63-60. Western Kentucky needs a stop and a timeout called by the Fighting Illini. The Hilltoppers refuse to die, down by 3. Here's the game reset. 2 timeouts remaining for the Fighting Illini, 1 for Western Kentucky. Each team shooting in the 1-and-1.
And if you're Bill Self, you remind your team, hey guys, we're in the driver's seat. We've got a 3-point lead. All we need to do is execute. Take a little time off the clock and make sure we get a good shot or get to the free throw line.
63-60, Illinois trying to hold on. They've led by as many as 8. 13 to shoot now. Western Kentucky needs a stop. D. Brown.
D. Brown's got to create. He's the only one on that team right now that can do that.
And he's fouled up top. Ooh. Sparks, Clifton. So D. Brown will go to the line.
Well, I was mystified at the fact that the shot clock running down, you got a guy with that kind of quickness and that kind of deceptiveness with the ball, and D. Brown, and he was ready to give the ball up. You got to take it in your hands even though you're a freshman, and that may be the reason why, the lack of experience.
Brown at the line, not a great free throw shooter. 67%.
That's another reason why. Some guys don't want to go to the line in crunch time.
And he gets the front end of the 1-and-1. Brian Cook fouled out. And Western Kentucky went on a 5-0 run.
That was a big make because now it's a 2-possession ball game with 22.8 seconds.
Made a pair. And Western Kentucky uses its final timeout.
Well, the girls have been sharing a wireless phone.
65-60. Illinois with the lead as you take a look at the reset. 22.8 to go.
And again, it bears repeating, at the end of these tight games, it's always the little things that are making a difference. In this game, as they were in the previous 2, it's been about free throws. Western missed 3 straight 1-and-1s.
Sparks for 3. Off the heel of the rim, rebounded by Wells. Boyden for 3. He can't get it to fall. Vittenov in the corner. To Sparks, knocked away by Head. And the Fighting Illini will win this game. D. Brown, fast break round, controls this game from start to finish, and Illinois wins it by 5 to advance. And the bracket in the West. Illinois advances. They take on the winner of our next game between Notre Dame and Wisconsin-Milwaukee. The Chevrolet players of the game, no surprise here. On the left, Nate Williams, 17 points. And how about D. Brown? 16 points, a career-high 7 rebounds. He had 8 assists, 2 steals, and he held Patrick Sparks to 2 of 12 shooting, 1 of 9 from the 3-point line.
Well, absolutely a terrific performance by D. Brown. Don't forget the senior Brian Cook, though, with a double-double, 17 points and 10 rebounds. So it was a collective effort. It was the senior leadership and also the youthful enthusiasm.
The final 65-60.
So many Cinderellas and yet just one slipper. Huh, poet. Is that a co-ed school? Oh, the Huskies, the big bone team.
Hey, Craig, nice show tonight.
Hey, Billy. Feel free. I was just letting it breathe.
What's going on?
Just the answer. to everything?
You know, we're never in the same place at the same time. No, not really. So we need a plan that allows us to talk, you know, as much as we want, all the time, whenever we want. And then no extra charge.
With Singular's Family Talk plan, call each other for free with unlimited mobile-to-mobile calling. Get 5,000 night and weekend minutes to share, up to 3 additional lines, and up to 4 free phones.
We call it the Conley Brothers. What's up? What's up? What's up plan?
Come in and find out how Singular fits you best.
So, Illinois, 65-60 winners over Western Kentucky. Illinois, the number 4 seed in the West region, advances against the winner of Notre Dame, Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Meanwhile, Arizona State and Memphis are in action in Oklahoma City. First-round action in the West region. Let's take you to the Ford Center there and join Kevin Harlan and Jay Billis.
Memphis is led by as many as 5, but that was very early in the contest. Arizona State is led by as many as 12. In the red, Arizona State. In the white, Memphis. We've got 1:15 to play in the game.
It has been a game dominated by big men. Ike Diagu, 22 points for Arizona State. He has fouled out, and Chris Massey has been outstanding for Memphis.
Burks double team, launches up pretty and nails it from outside. 60 seconds to play. And they get it to Redditch, who takes it by midcourt and is shoved from behind by Rodney Carney of the Tigers. Diagu, the talented freshman from Dallas, has 22 points, and he leads Arizona State. There's a good look at the 6'8 freshman, and for Memphis, 20 points by Chris Massey.
To go along with 13 rebounds by Massey, another double-double. And he has just been stellar all season long.
Curtis Millage has been the story for the Sun Devils as Redditch hits it from the line. This little 6'2", 6'1 guard, Millage, 15 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists. He's 1 assist away from a triple-double. That rolls on in. And the lead is 8. Under a minute to play. Burks into dive. Pin-pocketed by Millage. Racing the other way and puts it in.
And this time uses the glass, and that just salted away. What a game by Millage.
It's Jeremy Hunt for 3, and he puts it down. And a timeout taken by John Calipari. Memphis refuses to quit. Down by 7 with 41 seconds to play.
You know, we're never in the same place at the same time. No, not really. So we need a plan that allows us to talk, you know, as much as we want, all the time, whenever we want. And then no extra charge.
With Singular's Family Talk plan, call each other for free with unlimited mobile-to-mobile calling. Get 5,000 night and weekend minutes to share, up to 3 additional lines, and up to 4 free phones.
We call it the Conley Brothers. What's up? What's up? What's up plan?
Come in and find out how Singular fits you best.
Try to remember these 3 letters. Those 3 letters we just showed you, they represent over $500 billion in assets. They stand for the 3rd largest public company in the world, an organization that provides financial stability for 40 million customers. Did you remember those 3 letters? For crying out loud. AIG. Insurance, loans, retirement. We know money.
Arizona State trying to pull away, and Curtis Millage has been outstanding. Leads the team in steals, stripping Antonio Burks, taking it the other way. He missed a layup earlier in the game by not using the window. This time, kisses it off the glass, and Jeremy Hunt on the other end. So far out, he brings rain. An outstanding shot and stops the clock.
And there you see the game reset. Memphis down by 7. What John Calipari tell his team in that huddle?
Trying to go for a steal, but they need to foul right away if they don't get one.
41 seconds to play. Arizona State, which is shooting 52% for the game.
And a foul called before the ball could be inbounded. That's supposed to be an intentional foul. John Calipari talked to the officials right before that, letting them know he was going to try to foul before the ball was inbounded and asked whether it was an intentional foul.
And how do you like that strategy?
The strategy's good.
But if you foul off the ball intentionally, that is supposed to be an intentional foul, 2 shots on the ball. Here's Knight at the free throw line, a 64% free throw shooter. And that was essentially selecting the free throw shooter you want and wrapping your arms around him with no time going off the clock. By definition, that is an intentional foul and should be called as such by the official. John Grice will now come back in for the Memphis Tigers. He'll take the place of Richmond. Crandall will leave. Braxton is back in the game for the Sun Devils of Arizona State. So an 8-point game with 41.1 to play. Arizona State wants to try to guard the 3 or at least put pressure on it, but no fouls in this situation. Here comes Burks, team down by 9. Price from 28. And a rebound, got it up by Knight, and a great one it was inside. Couldn't have come at a better time. As he picks it up, Knight will collect his 2nd rebound tonight. And more free throws at the other end for the Sun Devils. And what a day it's been for the Pac-10 Conference. Stanford with the win, Cal with the win, and now maybe Arizona State. The long straightaway jumper by Grice, and watch Donnell Knight climb the ladder. That's the way you salt away games, grabbing big defensive rebounds, strong with the ball, and then stepping to the line and hitting your free throws. Standing right there. Free throw shooting tonight, 12 of 17 for Sun Devils, 14 of 21 for the Tigers. So take a look at that freshman Ike Diagu on the Sun Devil bench. Knight once again at the stripe. 10-point game. Arizona State's led by as many as 12. Burks with Village right there to meet him. And now he's going to drive inside. Rebound by Redditch. And that may do it. That was a nice job by Kyle Dodd and Curtis Millage to get Memphis inside that 3-point line. They're not going to get beaten with 2s this late in the game. That's the 5th on Burks, and he's gone. You know, when you think back earlier in this ball game, Memphis has had some opportunities to get closer and perhaps put some game pressure on this team from Arizona State, but they've been unable to convert some easy ones. Redditch at the line. If you're just joining us, this is the first appearance in the NCAA tournament as Antonio Burks has just fouled out for the Tigers. First appearance in the tournament for Arizona State since 1995. First time in 8 years. This team was absolutely giddy yesterday in practice. Now they'll go to the round of 32 if they can hold on here. Grice for 3. Rebound touched by Grice. Out to Hunt. And you wonder, Kevin, about a team in Memphis that complained about their seed, whether they wasted too much energy worrying about where they were placed instead of playing the game ahead of them. Memphis has hit 7 3-point shots, but they've hoisted it up 27 times. Our Chevy MVPs, Curtis Millage, who is 1 assist away from a triple-double for Arizona State. Chris Massey with the double-double of 20 and 13. He was just mind-boggling tonight with his great inside play. Rebounding. You've, I think, asserted all night long. Get the ball to him more often. Well, he's such a good passer. When double teams come his way, he's able to find open teammates. And when you've got a
84-71, Arizona State just about ready to put their opponents away. Meanwhile, in Salt Lake City, let's join Dick Enberg, Matt Gukas, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Both teams hot shooting throughout the season, both over 50%, top 5 in the nation, 50% in the second half for Central. Creighton jumping from a miserable first half 25 to 63%. Get complete tournament stats at CBSSportsline.com. On America Online, enter keyword CBS Sportsline. Creighton trailing Central Michigan by 9 with 3.5 minutes to go. Lindemann. Grimes gets the rebound. Blocked by Kamen. Korver gets it. Touched again by Kamen. Korver gets it back, and it's stolen by Central. Wallace the other way. Pulls up. And McKinney, and there's no foul. They're going to call a blocking foul on Bounds. And Jay Smith can't believe that on the Central bench. Central Michigan stormed to a 26-point lead early in the second half here against favored Creighton, and the Blue Jays then went on a run of 10 straight consecutive field goals made to pull back into the game, and with 3:05 to go, a 9-point game. Bound with his 4th foul for the Chippewas sends Tyler McKinney, the sophomore from Urbandale, Iowa, to the line looking for his first point of the game, and he misses everything. McKinney, a 75% free throw shooter. The winner of this game will face either Duke or Colorado State. That will be the final game of 4 here in Salt Lake City. And McKinney makes the second. 8-point lead. 3:03, 3:02 to go. Mansell with a bullish drive and unable to connect. Great pass to Grimes. Damon blocks the first, but tipped in by Grimes.
Grimes is playing so smartly right now, knowing that Kamen is going to go for every block shot in the lane. He's right on the doorstep on the offensive board.
And Bowden with a steal. Grimes again. He misses. Tipped in his miss. And Mike Grimes, a one-man force, has pulled Creighton to within 15 points.
Doing the job on the offensive board. He is just whipping Kamen up and down the floor.
A 26-point Central Michigan lead down to 4. All here in the second half. Bound open, passes up the 15-footer. 15 on the shot clock. This is a big possession for the Chippewas. Momentum totally stolen away by Creighton's tremendous comeback here in the last 20 minutes. Wallace has to force a long 3, and House has it for Creighton. Less than 2 to go.
Grimes running the floor again, but he is just about out of gas. They're going to have to take a timeout. He has to come out of the game.
That is Creighton's final timeout with 1:50 to go. The Blue Jays are within 4. What a second half for Creighton.
So many Cinderellas, and yet just one slipper. Huh. Poet, is that a co-ed school? Oh, the Huskies, the big bone team.
Hey, Craig, nice show tonight.
Hey, Billy. Feel free. I was just letting it breathe.
What's going on?
Just the answer to everything.
What a turnabout by the Creighton Blue Jays, now within 4 with 1:50 to go. Creighton has used its timeout. Central Michigan has 2. Both teams in the double bonus. The arrow favors Central Michigan. Chippewas earlier in this second half with 3 minutes into the half led 50 to 24, 26-point lead. And Creighton just whittling away took a big bite in a hurry when they made 10 consecutive field goals, and now with the ball and down by only 4 and plenty of time.
Now, one of the smart things Creighton has done is not just come down and launch three-point shots indiscriminately. They're taking the 3 after some kind of penetration.
House pulls up for a 10-footer and hits it. And it's down to 2. Creighton has led only once in the game, and that was early, 8-6. A near steal. Bowden to Meerman. And the kick by Creighton. A new 35 seconds for Central Michigan. 1:26 to go. Boy, Dana Altman, whatever he said at halftime has worked, and Jay Smith's team losing a bit of its poise here in the second half, and it was just as the defense led Central Michigan in the first half, it's Creighton's defense that has tightened the vice in the second.
J.R. Wallace is doing what he's supposed to do and settling everybody down and going for the best shot he can get.
Oh, almost a turnover there. Meerman finds Mansell open in the corner. A big basket by the senior, Mike Mansell. It's 74-70. Bowden quickly to the other end. Joe Dabbert, he was too eager to shoot, hadn't quite caught the ball.
Those two, Anthony Bowden and Joe Dabbert, have been on the same page throughout much of this second half, hooking up on a number of nice plays, but Dabbert's hands just failing him when he needed them the most.
Jay Smith is going to spend one of his final 2 timeouts with 61 seconds to go, leading 74-70. Dabbert had a sure 2 on his fingertips.
Hey, Bob. You get a new haircut?
No.
Hey, Bob. Hey. Did you lose weight?
Your jacket, Bob?
Nope. What's different? He finally asked his doctor about Viagra. Ready to ask your doctor about Viagra for the first time? Find out if a free sample is right for you. To learn more, visit Viagra.com.
Called the sitter, I walked the dog, and I saw the doctor.
Ask your doctor and see the difference.
A look at our CBS billboard of 4th game of our quadruple header, and most of you will see the game here in Salt Lake City. Colorado State's Rams against the number 3 seed Duke Blue Devils. 74-70 Central Michigan leads with 1:01 left. 1 timeout remains for the Chippewas, and the pressure is on, and they break it. A lot of steals made by Creighton coming from the backside of that pressure. 50 seconds to go. And Bound is fouled.
Foul number 20,
Larry House commits his 4th. Both teams in the double bonus. 47.9 seconds left. Central Michigan 74, Creighton 70.
This will be Tony Bound's first trip to the free throw line. Doesn't get there very often. Shoots it well when he does. 16 for 20 on the season.
Not many free throws from a man who's seen as much action as Bound. A sophomore from Hastings, averaging 5 a game, has 14 tonight.
His role pretty much to stay on the perimeter as Kamen works inside and Mansell gets so much of the play.
This is the second, and Grimes with the rebound. Creighton with the ball, down by 5. 43 seconds to go. They'll be looking for Corver as a double screen, and there's Mansell, gets his hand in there, and then the steal. Wallace and the foul. 2 big defensive moves. First Mansell, and then Wallace.
That's just terrific preparation, really, by Central Michigan. Very well scouted. They know the kind of plays that Creighton likes to run to get Kyle Korver open. You see Mansell knowing that they're going to look to make that pass, diving into the passing lane, and J.R. Wallace as well, getting right between the ball and Kyle Korver. It's a good place to be when the game is winding down.
Korver's 4th foul. Wallace at the line. 76-70, and now the second free throw, very big because it would require a 3-possession effort by Creighton. Creighton goes out, and so does Bowden, 2 of the lesser shooters. Now they put the best 3-point shooters on the floor, and that includes the freshman Funk.
Creighton has failed to achieve one of their key objectives, and that is holding the opponent under 70 points.
77-70 Central Michigan with 32 seconds to go. Korver hawks defensively. Funk looking for room to fire a 3, but good defense by Central, and there's another turnover, and again it was the defense, and for those of you joining us late, it was that kind of pressure on the defensive end by Central Michigan that led to their big 38-22 lead at halftime.
Well, Nate Funk was in such a hurry to just try to get the ball to Kyle Korver. He knows that that's the guy that can take care of business.
21 seconds to go here in Salt Lake City, and Central Michigan that close to pulling an upset over the Creighton Blue Jays. Good ball handling by Wallace to Bound with 13. They can't catch the Chippewas to foul him, and Meerman finally tackled by House, and for House that will be his 4th foul. 8.5 seconds left. It's a long, long season of hope and dreams. You win 29 games, a Creighton record, as many as anyone in the nation. Kentucky the only other with 29. And then suddenly you come down to the final seconds, and it's tough to swallow reality when you're a young man.
And Dick, you got to think Creighton's going to beat themselves up over the terrible first half they played and say to themselves, why couldn't we come out and start the game and play like we did the second half? But that's what happens in basketball. There's going to be peaks and valleys at all the time, and it's how you fight through those tough times And I think Creighton can walk out of here with their heads held high in that they did not fold up. They just kept battling all game long, got themselves back.
T.J. Meerman, Thomas James Meerman from Coopersville hits both free throws, 4 points in the game. And the final score won't reflect how tight it was in the final 2 minutes here as Corver with a final three-point attempt, and he hits it. 1.7 seconds, they inbound the ball, and this game is over. The number 11 seeds from the Mid-American Conference, the Central Michigan Chippewas, have defeated Creighton, the number 6 seed, 79-73. Mansell with 29 for Central, Corver 21 for Creighton. The Chippewas advance, and on Saturday, they'll meet either number 3 seed Duke or 14 seed Colorado State. Our Chevrolet most valuable players of the game, Mike Mansell, season high 29 for the Chippewas. Kyle Corver with 21 above his average for Creighton. A victory for the Chippewas of the MAC Conference. We'll now join Greg Gumbel in New York, but first we're going to pause for these messages.
Greatest moments in NCAA basketball: 1956, the perfect season; 1957, triple unbelievable overtime; 1982, New Orleans voodoo; 1983, the Cinderella story; 1992, the greatest game played ever.
Get the singular NCAA text package, interactive voting, game starts, overtime alerts, final scores, plus unlimited text messaging for only $2.99 a month.
I call it the Fred Jumper, never miss a moment plan.
Go to singular.com/NCAA or visit your Singular store now to find out why Singular fits you best.
HP technology and HP people help BMW Williams run every race before the driver ever gets in the car.
Welcome back to our studios here in New York, everyone. Greg Gumbel along with Clark Kellogg, and Central Michigan looking very, very impressive.
Well, you're not going to give me any kudos for saying double-digit seeds were going to prevail tonight?
They were very impressive. Excellent defense, turned over Creighton a lot in that first half, built a huge lead, and were able to hold on with good free throw shooting and then good solid D the last couple minutes.
All right, Clark. Meanwhile, in the West region in Oklahoma City, Arizona State and the Pac-10 continue to fly high. The fourth time today in 4 outings that they win. Arizona State over Memphis, 84-71. A double-digit seed is the winner. And Illinois is fighting Illini by 5 over Western Kentucky, 65-60. Now, games still to come this evening. Don't go anywhere. In the West, 12th seed Wisconsin Milwaukee will meet number 5 seed Notre Dame. In the West as well, Utah State, the 15th seed, against number 2 seed Kansas. Also in the West, 14th seed Colorado State taking on Duke. And in the Midwest, it'll be the number 4 seed Dayton against 13th seed Tulsa. We're going to take a time out here, and then we'll come back with more as we continue to travel the road to the Final Four on CBS right after this.
Here are the latest headlines from CBS News. As day breaks on the second day of the Second Gulf War, parts of the main ground invasion are on the move. U.S. and British forces are crossing the border from Kuwait under cover of an intense air and artillery barrage. Large explosions were seen and heard on the outskirts of Basra, Iraq's second largest city and its biggest port, and the first key milestone on the road to Baghdad. David Martin is tracking events from the Pentagon.
The sun is coming up in Kuwait, and as it does, the 3rd Infantry Division is pushing across the border into Iraq and beginning its advance on Baghdad. You have Marines already advancing on the southern port city of Basra, so now the Army is advancing on Baghdad, and it's fair to say the invasion of Iraq has begun. How long it takes the 3rd Infantry Division to get to Baghdad will depend on how much resistance they encounter, but some plans have them getting to the southern outskirts in just 3 days. In the north, meanwhile, a parachute brigade, an airborne brigade, is going to parachute in, land on an airfield, seize the airfield, and then fly in the rest of their equipment. But they're not there to advance on Baghdad. They're just there to keep the peace among the Iraqis, the Turks, and the Kurds.
In northern Iraq, more explosions were heard in the city of Mosul. Cause unknown. That's near the Kurdish Run part of Iraq where opposition to Saddam is strong. Earlier, U.S. warships launched a second-day round of cruise missiles at targets in Baghdad. This time, they hit Saddam's main presidential palace and barracks of his best Republican Guard. Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld said these initial bombings were only a sample of what's still to come. For their part, the Iraqis shot at least 3 missiles at U.S. forces in Kuwait, sending troops scrambling for their gas mask. Though no chemical weapons were detected, no U.S. casualties reported. The start of the fighting triggered some anti-war protests in major U.S. cities. One is in Chicago, where about 2,000 took to the streets, marching on to Lakeshore Drive. Police on foot and horseback tried tonight to contain the mass demonstrators. No violence reported. Dan Rather from CBS News World Headquarters in New York. We'll be updating this story right through the evening, and we will break in when news breaks out.
You're a great mom. You're beautiful and you're smart and you work so hard.
Billy, would you like me to call your mom and see if you can stay for dinner?
If you insist.
Introducing the Cinemeal Deal. Any large Pizza Hut pizza, America's favorite, with up to 3 toppings, just $11.99. Plus a generous order of our new freshly baked cinnamon sticks absolutely free. The $11.99 Cinemeal Deal. Spoil your family, not your budget.
You're powerful, smart.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
At Pizza Hut.
Purchase 20 tons of steel for the factory in Milan. Piece of cake, next. Buy 300 hydraulic assemblies for the Washington factory by Friday. Done. Ooh, best price on titanium discs in Singapore. Oh, look at this. 4 partners ready to bid. As you bore me.
You guys have any light bulbs?
How many pallets?
Domestic or international?
No, just one.
I can't do one.
He can't do one.
.NET Connected Software helps you connect with partners. That's software for the agile business. From Microsoft.
Welcome back, everyone. Still a lot of basketball to come your way here on CBS, including a game that's in action right now in Spokane. Weber State has cut its deficit to single digits. It's down to 9, 11.5 to play. Let's take you there and join Tim Brando and Bob Wenzel.
6th seed Creighton, 73. There's our game summary, and it's all about if the ball is falling, and it is for Weber State here in the second half. They had missed it one time, 13 straight shots. Didn't score the last 5 minutes and 26 seconds of the first half. Fell behind by 15, later by 17, and now suddenly right back in it. Bob Wenzel trailing by 8.
A good halftime speech by Joe Cravens, and of course Osokolic has got him back in it, and Boyette, the guy who averages 20 a game, starting to assert himself as well.
Trying to become another lower seed to win tonight. Central Michigan, the Chippewas, an 11 seed taking out Creighton, 79-73. That was a team went 29-3. And was a little unhappy with their seeding.
Someone also unhappy with their seeding is Wisconsin.
Yep.
Big Ten champions, they get a 5 seed and they have to travel a long way from home to play.
Yeah, and I think they've been playing with a bit of a chip on their shoulder tonight, too.
And I think it helps them.
Brad Barton on the floor, and he's fouled. It'll go against Devin Harris. You think about that Arizona State win, too, for Rob Evans. What a job he has done. You talk about teams that are faceless. Ike Diagu, Millage, the backcourt player. I mean, the Pac-10 was excellent all year long, and this is yet another example of the success of that league that maybe some were not aware of. They know now. 4-0 in this year's NCAA tournament. We'll be back.
So, you hanging up the whistle, eh, Coach?
Yeah, kind of hard to believe.
So can a girl buy you dinner?
Coach, sorry, could you help me with something?
Sure.
This goes up there.
At Applebee's, we do our best to be part of the neighborhood.
Wisconsin leading by 8. Just under 11 minutes to play. Tim Brando, Bob Wenzel, Leslie Maxey here with you.
Well, Kirk Penny has been a star in international competition, and he is the star of this Wisconsin team, carrying them on his shoulders. And, of course, Boyette, the speedy point guard of Weber, carrying his team.
Played on New Zealand's Olympic team in the Olympic Games, the Goodwill Games in 2001, and the World Championships last year.
They came in 4th in those World Championships.
This team, 2 years in a row, Big Ten champions in the regular season.
Martin needs some help. Gets some from Osokolich. Standstill three won't go. Devin Harris clears.
Many people feel Wisconsin's a team that averages 50 a game and that kind of team that went to the Final Four 2 years ago, but they are not. Dick Bennett gone. They average nearly 70 now, but still take care of the basketball very well. Rarely turn it over, get good quality shots. That's their formula for success.
Shot clock winding down. That's the man you want to have it. The leaner. Pulled down by Sparrow. There's Boyette on the low block. Osokolich fouled on the way back up.
Rarely do you get fast breaks against Wisconsin. That time Weaver pushed it very, very well. Boyette gets the miss, but Osokolich on the follow. Osokolich is a 6'8" player who really runs the floor very well. From Serbia, averages 14 points and almost 8 rebounds a game. A very solid second half.
18 and 7 for him tonight.
Back in from Weber State, John Hamilton. For the Badgers,
he had 4 double-doubles during the course of the year, and that really says a lot for him when you think about it. Missing as many games as he did, he had to report to Serbia to get a waiver exempting him from military service in late November, and he finally got clearance from the American authorities to return on December the 21st. He missed quite a bit of play.
Yeah, and the reason, Tim, that he had such a hard time, it was 9/11 situation.
Yes.
They were checking those things much more carefully, so it took him a longer time to get back.
Well, that time Hamilton gambled, lost, but Owens unable to convert. He's playing on a bad ankle.
And he had no explosion on that shot.
No, he didn't.
You could see he couldn't get up.
Boyette, not there. Danley on the offensive boards. Jump hook would not go down, and boy, Joe Cravens couldn't believe it. Owens didn't need much jump in his game to get that one up. He was wide open. He has 7.
You don't need to jump when you're shooting 3-point shots. Both of these teams solid offensively, take good shots.
But Sparrow halfway down the cylinder and out. Osokolich collects the putback. 21 for Slobodan.
Nobody's able to guard him in the second half. 13 points in the second half for Slobodan.
Harris working on Boyette.
Oh, he wanted that one badly.
I tell you, he just schooled him.
Boyette's been schooling him, and he really wanted to take the ball to the basket.
Foul is on Jermaine Boyette. That is his first personal. 3rd team foul on Weber State.
Dribble, penetrate, dish to your partner. That's solid basketball right there. Penny finding Freddie Owens for an easy one. The value of spreading the floor.
Martin coming back onto the floor, as is Stevie Morrison. Sparrow sits down along with Boyette. I'm a little surprised at how sluggish Jermaine Boyette appears. And been a couple of occasions now, particularly with Freddie Owens playing really on a leg and a half in the second half. They haven't gone to him. They really haven't tried to clear the floor.
You know, Slobodan's been getting involved so much. I think Boyette's deferring to him at this point.
Yep.
Boyette now out, maybe some fatigue.
Hamilton, he'll take the 3. He's had a rough night. Saved. Well done by Orlando Tucker. 58-49 as we hit the 8-minute mark in the second half.
The floor is spread. Different people will post up. The lane's available for driving.
Wilkinson. Yes, and a foul.
Slobodan took him outside and drove on him. Wilkinson returns the favor here and gets the foul as well. When I watched them practice the other day, Wisconsin's team worked on fundamentals. The big guys also worked on their dribbling and ball handling, getting through screens, going around things. So the ball handling ability of the big guys on the perimeter, very much a part of their offense.
You've got to believe that the rest for Boyette is a brief one just before the media timeout. 61-49 Badgers.
Very funny. What?
For that long road to maturity, we'll be there.
Another rollback. Just to save you even more. Walmart. Always low prices. Always.
Manager, register 5.
Hey, we're out of... No, we're not. It's like I think it, and it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
.NET Connected Software helps you connect your supply chain. That's software for the agile business from Microsoft.
You can't tour a factory over a fax machine. You can't impress a client with just email. Not that I haven't tried. Sometimes they gotta see that winning smile.
Choice Hotels offers more than 2,500 locations across the country. Because staying close to your business can take you far from your office.
This smile remains undefeated.
Now when you stay at any Choice Hotel, you'll earn triple miles from participating airlines. Call 800-4CHOICE. That's the power of being there.
See the world through the eyes of CSI Miami, where little things can crack a case in a big way.
The evidence says it's you.
CSI Miami, CBS Monday.
Wisconsin leading by 12. A reminder, one of 4 teams from Utah yet to play, Utah State. They'll be taking on number 2 seeded Kansas, or Colorado State against Duke. Those of you expecting those games, we'll be getting you out to the tips of those shortly. Here, the Badgers are up by a dozen. Weber State made a run, cut into it, got it down to 8, but since that time, the Badgers have shut the door defensively.
They really have. In their last 7 games the Badgers have played, nobody has scored more than 61 points against them. And those are names like Illinois, Minnesota, Michigan, Michigan State, Indiana. So they play solid defense.
Osokolic has 23.
He has been a terror in the second half.
As expected, Boyette out of the timeout, back on the floor. Wilkinson. Oh, boy, and a giveaway foul there. Not a smart foul by Weber State.
Oh, are you kidding me? Osokolic makes a play at the other end. And that is a comeback right there by Wilkinson. Stoic in his demeanor, but aggressive on this play. Wow. You talk about a giveaway foul. Nobody was going to foul him and take that away from him.
If you're Brad Barton, you just let that one go. Loose ball. Boyette comes away with it. Sparrow in early foul difficulty. He turns it over.
Nice hands by Devin Harris. He does all the subtle things that are not spectacular that makes his team win. Gets it to the right guy, makes a defensive play, hits open shots when he's there, doesn't force anything.
Freddie Owens, very courageous in this second half with that bad ankle, and he really has been affected by it.
Well, he doesn't get as much explosion, that's for sure.
When you need it. Devin Harris, he has 9.
40% from three-point range for the year for Bo Ryan's team.
And the lead back to 15.
We're seeing some confidence here now with Wisconsin.
Osokolic. He really has been the only answer for the Wildcats.
And an answer he has been. in a variety of ways. Made threes, drives to the basket, 10 for 18 from the field for Slobodan.
Here's Owens. And that's an example of the dribble drive, the inability to get that first step to blow by your defender.
Hamilton defended him well.
And a reach-in foul against Freddie Owens. Weber State is a team that, only other than Kentucky, had the longest win streak in the country coming into this NCAA tournament at 17. Western Kentucky and Holy Cross were 4 and 5 on that list, and they have already lost. Timeout, 5:52 remaining, and a 12-point Badger lead.
Michelin designed the cross-terrain SUV tires specifically for SUVs to help provide responsive handling and a smooth ride. You'd be surprised just how smooth. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Wisconsin leading by a dozen. And Jermaine Boyette will trigger it in for Weber State.
Plenty of time left. Osokovic has been the man right here, trying to put the ball on the floor. He can post as well.
Hamilton can't hit. Osokovic the offensive rebound. Pass Wilkinson. This one does not fall. Pulled down by Orlando Tucker.
That time Wilkinson did a good job. Made Osokovic shoot over him, over an outstretched hand. Made it tougher.
Slobodan Osokovic has a career-high 26 tonight. 5th double-double of the season for him. Tucker in traffic. Osokovic another rebound. He's up to 11. That'll be a walk. A little too eager that time was Slobodan.
Joe Cravens did some coaching in Switzerland and Serbia. That's how he got some of these guys to come to Weber State during the summertime, doing clinics there.
He said some of that got blown out of proportion. I was there for about a month. I mean, after you read it in the papers, it was almost as if I'd spent a year or two in exile in Switzerland.
Penny's advantage here.
Slapped away, but deflected off of Kirk Penny. So Weber State has it. 4:47 remaining, and it's about the time now when your star player has got to take over, and Boyette has been almost invisible.
Well, he's visible here.
Creates the opening for Slobodan. The Osokovic doesn't get the roll, but it's tipped in by Sparrow.
Wisconsin got a little lazy on the defensive board that time. Nobody blocking out. They thought it was an easy play. No such thing in the NCAA tournament. Morrison really doing a good job defensively right down on Penny.
What a foul call by Tucker. 10 for him.
He looks like he's limping a little coming down the floor as well. Wisconsin is not a team that has a great deal of depth.
Now for a CBS special report, let's go to Dan Rather in New York.
Bulletin. Unfortunately, a U.S. Marine helicopter, a CH-46, has crashed in Kuwait. All 16 American and British soldiers on board are reported to have died. The crash of the C-46 Sea Knight helicopter killed 12 U.S. and 4 British soldiers. U.S. military officials said they did not have any further details about the crash, whether it was shot down or crashed of its own accord. This happened 9 miles inside Iraq. Dan Rather at CBS News in New York.
Change that to a 30-second timeout.
Gave you 3.
The lead is 14.
3.5 minutes remaining.
Every time Weber State gets close, Wisconsin executes their half-court offense and they get a good shot, whether it's around the goal by somebody or Kurt Penny one-on-one from the perimeter. Slobodan has really done a good job of keeping Weber in it. But Wisconsin, very solid, very well-balanced team. Wilkinson comes back, gets an elbow drive, gets fouled.
I got to tell you, I'm really surprised that Boyette has not been more assertive. It's almost as if he yielded to Osokolic in the second half of this game and in effect has taken himself out of the game.
Well, the best thing is both of them are going after it. Right now, his game is penetrating to the basket. Wisconsin's done a good job of having big guys guard him. Right here, you see him go inside and post. That's really his game. He's a point center. Is his position. And Wisconsin has some physical guys his size that can handle him.
Wade gets the foul, his third. Timeout. 3:23 remaining.
Where'd you get that shirt? It's huge.
It was my old boyfriend.
It must have been huge.
He was.
Why don't you change into one of mine?
Nah, yours are kind of small.
So?
Well, small ones are okay. Huge ones just feel better. You have the tiniest little hands.
Let me guess, stuffed French toast down at IHOP.
Yeah, right now at IHOP, it's stuffed French toast. Luscious cream cheese on the inside, creamy whipped topping, and your choice of fruit on the outside. Served with all your favorite stuff right alongside. Stuffed French toast at IHOP. Everybody's packing in just to get a taste. IHOP. Come hungry, leave happy.
Warning, do not attempt any of what you are about to see. Jackass the movie on DVD and video. If you loved it in theaters, you'll go nuts for this DVD with 5 hours of extras. Jackass the movie. Buy it on DVD and video March 25th.
I almost lost the entire backyard to crabgrass, and I vowed that would never happen again. The following year, I did use Turf Builder plus Halts. It not only got rid of the crabgrass, but it also greened up the lawn and thickened it. I'm proud of the results that I get from Scott's, and there will be no crabgrass.
I hate it when he does that.
Sorry about the dust.
Come on, guys, let's go.
The powerful new Chevy Trailblazer EXT. Room for 7. Room for everything.
I left the bagels in the jet.
Chevy Trailblazer. Like a rock.
Superstar Celine Dion performs her greatest hits in a spectacular live event.
It will be unlike anything you've ever seen.
Celine in Las Vegas, opening night, live CBS Tuesday.
The Badgers of the Big Ten lead the Wildcats of the Big Sky by 14. And let's look at our CBS Sportsline stat of the game. The first 3 minutes, 7, and since that time, only 5 for Jermaine Boyette over the last 33 minutes. Get complete tournament stats at CBSSportsline.com. On America Online, enter keyword CBS Sportsline.
And he averages 20 points a game, so well below his average, and we're closing in on the end of the game. Sometimes a guy doesn't shoot well and kind of takes himself out of the game, you know, knows he's not shooting well. Osokolic has got 19 in the second half.
Martin for 3. He knew it was short, followed his own shot, kept it alive for Osokolic. Martin again trying to tie it up, and it will be held underneath to Weber State.
Also, partially, Boyette's smart enough to realize Osokolic is really doing well. They used him one-on-one in a lot of situations, so deferring to Slobodan in the second half. In endgame situation, however, he is their key guy.
Well, if you remember, he was 3 out of 11 very early in this half.
Well, he's trying to take over a little bit right now, but he's not having a hot night for him.
Tie ball with the arrow to Weber State, where Devin Harris has played well. And you're right, whenever he's called upon, he answers.
He's not a guy who gets a lot of pub. He's not a guy who, you know, brings a lot of attention to himself, but he's got great quickness. He's played good defense. He keeps in front of people and makes shots when they need him.
Foul will go against Boo Wade. And you can see on the face of Jermaine Boyette frustration.
A little discouraged in this game, but really trying to do more as we enter the closing minutes of the game. Has posted up 3 times out of their last 3 possessions, getting his opportunity at the free throw line where he is very accurate, 82% from there for the year.
Tonight marks a 46th consecutive double-figure game for him, but you could say that the little show has done little tonight.
Well, the big show you refer to, Harold the Show Arsenault. When they beat North Carolina, he had 36 in that game in Weber State's upset in the tournament in 1999. This kid's had a great career, though, here at Weber. Only one team's going to go away with a win in this tournament, as you know.
The Badgers with a lead are tough to catch, but Weber State did cut it in half. They got it from 17 down to 8.
But milking the clock now, getting it under 10 on every possession. The clock is your ally when you're ahead.
Penny loses it this time with the clock winding down. Osokolic leaves it for Barton. Inside, gets one to fall. And the timeout. 15 for Jermaine, 2:12 remaining. We'll see if they've got any left in the tank when we come back.
I pull for the underdog. I yell at the coaches, blast the refs. I pray, curse, cry. I will drop down on my knees and beg for a 3-pointer from half court.
You're going to love the Singular NCAA text package. Only Singular provides interactive voting during NCAA men's tournament broadcasts and sports alerts. Get all this, plus unlimited text messaging for only $2.99 a month.
I call it the Hank Fowler. Yeah, baby. Plan.
Go to Singular.com/NCAA or visit your Singular store now to find out why Singular fits you best.
You know, we're never in the same place at the same time. No, not really. So we need a plan that allows us to talk, you know, as much as we want, all the time, whenever we want. And then no extra charge.
With Singular's Family Talk plan, call each other for free with unlimited mobile-to-mobile calling. Get 5,000 night and weekend minutes to share, up to 3 additional lines, and up to 4 free phones.
We call it the Conley Brothers. What's up? What's up? What's up plan?
Come in and find out how Singular fits you best.
Hi, everyone. Greg Gumbel in New York. Here's what's happening around the tournament at this hour. 2:12 to play in the second half in that first-round Midwest game between the Badgers and the Wildcats. Wisconsin leads at 70-59. We'll keep you updated on that game. Coming up in the first half, Notre Dame trailing Wisconsin-Milwaukee 12-9, 9:55 to play in the first half. Some of you will be watching that. Others will be seeing in Oklahoma City, Utah State and Kansas. The Jayhawks with a 13-8 lead, about 5 minutes gone in the first half. And others still getting underway. You will see Colorado State and Duke. That one about ready to start in Salt Lake City. The fourth game of the night that we'll be heading for will be the Tulsa Golden Hurricane against the Dayton Flyers. That'll be in the land of the quick turnstile, Spokane, Washington. Those of you ticketed for that game will be watching the Notre Dame, Wisconsin-Milwaukee game until we get you to the tip of that game. It all happens after this message and a word from your local station.
I have to focus, gather everything I've learned, all my successes, all my sacrifices, all my pain, and concentrate that energy into one moment. That's the moment I'll use every single day of my life.
There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and support from Singular Wireless helps make our academic and athletic programs possible.
This is CBS, America's most watched net.
Bill is trying to decide to get this GE Profile refrigerator from Dick Van Dyke or Sears. Dick Van Dyke has same-day service.
They don't.
A free 5-year protection plan.
They don't.
Both refrigerators are the same, but after delivery and warranty, we'll save him about $313. He's buying from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Jim is trying to decide to get this Whirlpool dishwasher from Dick Van Dyke or Lowe's. Dick Van Dyke has its own service department.
They don't.
A free 5-year protection plan.
They don't.
Both dishwashers are the same, but after delivery, installation, and warranty, we'll save him about $161. He's buying from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
The challenges of your day. From your health and well-being to your connection with your family. your connection to the world, and the future of your children. What to do with your money, and what's for dinner tonight. On Your Mind and Ours, the News Gazette, helping you live a better life today.
You know, opportunities like this don't come around every day. Like a $249 per month lease on the 2003 Altima at the Nissan It's Your Turn sales event, only until March 31st. The thrill of driving a new Nissan. Now, it's your turn.
Channel 3, celebrating 50 years in the Central Illinois community.
9 minutes remaining in the first half. Notre Dame and Milwaukee tied up at 12. Both teams have been sloppy with the basketball early on. Here's Dylan Page travel. Notre Dame has turned the ball over 10 times in the first half.
Because the sloppiness is attributable to the pressure defense, be it full court, half court, that Wisconsin-Milwaukee has deployed, and essentially they've gotten the Irish out of their rhythm, forcing them to do things they're not comfortable doing, and that's why it looks ragged.
And here's Chris Thomas. He is really good off the dribble.
That'll put a nice crease and a fold in this ragged game so far.
7-0 run for the Fighting Irish. The winner of this game takes on Illinois in the West. Now Tucker turnaround jump shot on the baseline. He's got a smooth shot.
Well, he's got a smooth game. You watch him when he runs, he lopes up and down the floor. Quick hands, he's got long arms, gets into the passing lane.
Dan Miller, double team, stripped out of bounds. We'll stay right here. 7:55 to go in the first. We're knotted up at 14.
Okay, see how the side of the rails wore more than the other side?
Felt like a million. Felt like number one. Like a...
What are you handing down to your kids? Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Right now, the only thing standing between the supervisor and his weekend is somebody loading this pallet on a 5-ton truck to Tuscaloosa. Nearby, a fast, dependable forklift operator needs a good job. That's where we come in. Employers, call 888-MONSTER. Post your job and find the right person for it. Because now, blue collar, white collar, no collar, Monster works for everybody.
Michelin designed the cross-terrain SUV tires specifically for SUVs to help provide responsive handling and a smooth ride. You'd be surprised just how smooth. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
When you serve billions of farm-fresh eggs and billions of cups of coffee made with some of the world's finest beans and billions of biscuits made with real buttermilk.
Egg McMuffin, hash brown, and a large coffee, right?
Right. You're bound to have billions of regulars.
On April 11th.
I'm Mr. Busnick's anger management therapist.
You're in anger management?
Meet Dr. Buddy Rydell.
You think you can help him? But I can't. I'll tear him apart with my bare hands.
His methods are questionable.
I don't want you listening to any angry music.
The carpenters are angry?
His technique is controversial. And the experience will be unforgettable.
I like to sleep in the nude.
Adam Sandler, Jack Nicholson, Anger Management. Rated PG-13. Opens April 11th.
Wednesday on CBS, Survivor is on a special night. Now that the men and women are living together, they're looking to score. But before anyone can drive foul, a surprise twist will blow the game wide open. Don't miss an exciting all-new Survivor on a special night Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. Notre Dame shooting 50%, 6 of 12. Milwaukee 31%, 6 of 19, but those statistics can be a little misleading.
Well, that was the 13th shot for Notre Dame, but what's significant is they should have a lot more, except they haven't maximized their opportunities because they've turned the ball over 10 times.
Thomas. Crossover dribble. Nice deal to Francis. Lost it. Tie up, taken away. Francis to Thomas. Here's Quinn for three. Rims out. Francis with the rebound and stick back the freshman.
Well, Torin Francis is playing big tonight. Averaged about 11 points and 8 rebounds on the season. He's got 9 points so far and 5 rebounds. He's been the one guy that stabilized Notre Dame's offense.
Tucker exploding down the baseline. But Francis comes up with another rebound.
On the Wisconsin-Milwaukee side, they have not been able to finish. They've had layup after layup opportunity and have blown it. And again, those are the things that come back to haunt you.
28% shooting. Thomas hangs in the air. Chris Thomas, young fella. 18-14 Irish. Let's see if that play gets them going. Banking it in. 18-16. Notre Dame. Thomas starting to warm up for the Fighting Irish. That one off the front rim. Milky with the board.
And that's where Chris Thomas makes a mistake again. Tries to go one-on-one, tries to do it himself, and it's essentially a wasted trip down. Got to get other people involved. You make a great play, get the rest of the guys involved.
Torin Francis with a blocked shot. He's all over the floor here in the first half. Now Quinn shifts to the point. Matt Carroll has been on the bench for a long time now. Jones rebounded by Francis. New shot clock for the Irish.
Got to move the ball. You can't just stand there, Chris.
Dan Miller, hard off the dribble. Loose ball, rebounded by Miller. Francis kept it alive. And a whistle. Jones inside.
We talked about how dynamic, how talented Chris Thomas